Hey, what's up, Stoned? Yeah, we're gonna be getting to things pretty shortly here, but hope you had a good holiday, man. Hope everybody did. Regardless of where you are, I hope everybody had a good holiday. I don't have headphones on, so I can't tell how loud the music is. Holy shit, dude. What's up? Dude, Stoned, what the fuck? Appreciate that, man. Hold on. Dude. What? Wait, why can't I hear myself? Okay, there we go. This was for the birthday stream I missed and Christmas too. Holy shit. Omar got one. Waddle, Silverwolf, Jinktopus, Flocky, Lieutenant Echo. I don't even know who some of these people are. Pitt and General. Dude, holy shit. Thank you, man. I appreciate that big time. Applause for you. Applause for you. Now, I'm basically ready anyway, but when I saw that right as I was sitting down, I was like, holy shit, man. Appreciate it. And, you know, seriously, everybody was super supportive this year for, you know, birthday and Christmas. I think people are starting to feel bad for me because they know I'm pushing 30 and that the midlife crisis is about to start. Which is fair, but I seriously appreciate it. I mean, everybody has been just super nice about it. You'll be joining me soon. Yep. Brothers. Brethren. In arms. Toward this horrible disease known as our 30s coming in soon. Solidarity. It's okay. That's alright, man. But yeah, we played Silent Hill 4 on real hardware, actually, on the last stream. And I got a bit of a fresh cut, so it's looking a little bit mangled right now just because of the way I took my shower, but... God, that is good coffee. But yeah, I have a load of really, really good topics for tonight. So I'm excited. Very excited to get to it. Some topics that I don't typically cover, but you know, based on some feedback that we got last week and some things that people wanted me to talk about, we are going to be talking about more conspiracies. We're going to be talking about, okay, bit of a spoiler. We're going to be talking about potentially androids and or robots that are being planted in place of real people. And I know immediately you're like, what the fuck is this crazy topic? Dude, I have some very questionable videos of live broadcasts of like nationwide sporting events that have happened that are very, very weird and will have you scratching your head. We'll just say that. I'm not just making shit up. There's actually a decent amount of video evidence of these things. Now, but yeah, just overall, I had a really good holiday. I can't complain. I'm 29 now. I don't feel any different. 29, I'm going to basically live in the gym all year. I've already made that promise. I refuse to be an out of shape 30-year-old, so I'm going to be living in the fucking gym. And yeah, I'm just going to make YouTube content that I would want to watch because there's still a lot of things out there that I need to release that I have not released yet that I'm really proud of. And the streaming is not going to slow down because why the fuck would it? We're on this train and I'm just going to ride it until, you know, whatever happens. If I become a partner one day, cool. But if I don't, hey, it's still fun and it's something that I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. Yeah, I saw quite a bit of people were actually streaming on Christmas Day too, which I thought was kind of weird, but I mean, I know a lot of people in Europe may not necessarily celebrate it, so that makes sense. Or just other countries in general, not just Europe. Man, this, you know what sucks about this playlist though, is I'm probably going to have to change it soon. Because where the Silent Hill 2 remake is getting closer to completion, they're starting to copy strike a lot of the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack. So I'm having to like really vet, I'm having to really vet my playlist and make sure I don't have anything in there that they're going to try to hit me on. Because now Promise and the piano version of it are both getting copy struck and they never did before. So now I have to get rid of both of those, which sucks. Yeah, the remake is exciting. You know, it sucks that it sucks that things aren't, you know, along the lines of what we thought they were going to be, but I'm still excited for it on the whole. I can't sit here and say that I'm not excited for the remake, even though, you know, there may be some bad news coming soon about like changes and the combat may be shit, but the combat wasn't exactly a masterclass in the original game either. And anybody that says it was, I don't think is living in reality. So want to say yeah, not quite a remaster, but you know, a remake is definitely more of an applicable term to use. Yeah, I was just messaging Doc. He was, he was just talking about, you know, Christmas stuff. And oh yeah, by the way, so I got Doc Resident Evil 6 and Village for Christmas. So I wanted to, because they had a really, really good deal on it. And I was like, dude, Doc would love this. So unfortunately, I subjected him to RE6, but he does get to play Village now. So there was a net positive out of the whole deal. But yeah, man. Yeah, I'm excited to get to episode 3. Now, the logos are still incoming. I have not reached out to Gummy Lotion yet, but she's still apparently working on the logos. I originally paid her on December 14th. So I figured, you know, with the holidays, I'm not going to be pushy about it or ask her anything. So we'll wait until like January 5th or so. And then I'll reach back out to her and be like, you know, where are we at? And, you know, just that kind of thing. Because look, she's an independent artist. She got shit going on. I'm not going to be pushy like that. The world's got far too many Karens for me to add to the brigade. What's up, Dr. Red? The world's got far too many Karens in it already for me to add to the brigade, that's for sure. Joke's on you. I'm really enjoying RE6. Jake's combat stuff is awesome. Chris was fun and Leon was epic. False. False. Let me refresh my chat. Dude, my chat is so laggy here lately. I have no idea why. Okay, there we go. My chat is super laggy. You're laggy? Wow. Okay, I'm just kidding. What's up, Exeter? Hey, long time no talk, man. How you been? Did you know I started a podcast? Now I can be like all the YouTubers that are all doing the same shit and talking to like porn stars and other stuff. We're not recording yet, but when I do record, we're podding, bro. Oh dear God. We're not recording yet, but when I do, this is the scene that I use. Okay, not this one. When I do, this is the scene that I use because we have a fancy lower third. And you might think, oh, you can't even see the logo. Well, yes, you can. Look at this cinematic. Look at this cinematic lighting, dude. I just push the light down and then the arc of the light is such that you can see the logo perfectly. I didn't plan it this way. It was just a serendipitous accident, okay? Stream quality is so good. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I put a lot of time into it. I hate those dreams that keep looping. Had a dream last night where I woke up from the dream 3 times while still dreaming. I was like, no, I don't want to be in a coma, but I finally got up. Every day, bro, with that weekly pod flow. Oh my God. 5 mil on YouTube in 6 months. Never done before. Okay, I'm sorry. I won't rap the whole it's every day, bro. But let's just say my morbid curiosity got the best of me and I can pretty much remember that whole song. Like Tessa Brooks's verse being, yo, it's Tessa Brooks. I got him with the hook. Let me educate you and I ain't talking book. Oh, never mind. Do I want to run a set in USF4? Nah, not tonight, man. I'm sorry. I have to take my stick apart because I've got some buttons that are going out. Like my light punch buttons and stuff, but I do have some conspiracies to talk about. So if you want to, yeah, USF4 brings out the worst in me too. I feel you, Doc. But how have you been, Exeter? Feels like we haven't talked in forever. Last time I talked to you, you were hoping that a job opportunity lined up because you wanted to do something from home, like sysadmin type work. So how's everything been? Depressive noodle arc. There we go. We're back to the standard lighting now. By the way, you say the stream quality is good. It's literally held together with like gum and glue. Jinktopus, what's up, man? Grandmother died last month. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, my grandma on my dad's side is like 79 years old. Like every single year that I go over to visit for holidays, she's like less mobile than she was before. So I'm just like, you know, eventually it's gonna happen, and I just got to be okay with that. What's up, Jinktopus? And yeah, thank you again, Stone, for that gift sub. How are you doing, sir? I think you came over to us from a wood raid, if I remember correctly. Hope I get it, because it's like, oh, still waiting to hear back from U.S. Geological Survey about the job. Hope I get it, because it's like 38 an hour. Holy shit, that's great money. Okay. Just changing the angle a little bit, because it's fucking weird. Yes, I was playing Life is Strange, you're right. Dude, we have so many fucking random 7TV emotes about different words. I'm doing great, man. Yeah, I'm doing great. I had, you know, my birthday is the 25th, so I turned 29. That part was pretty cringe. Turning 29 is cringe, but, you know, went over and visited some family. Had some great food, can't complain. Appreciate that, Exeter. Okay. The framing was pissing me off. Yours was the 20th. Yeah, man. December, gang. You're 38, though. Honestly, dude, you do not look 38. You look like 30. 29 or 30, I would say. Yeah, man. Safely made another trip around the sun. We got the podcast off the ground. The first episode was pretty rough, but the second episode was really great, and I got awesome feedback on it. I've got a bunch of YouTube videos that are in the engine being spun up right now in Adobe Premiere that I'm ready to put out. I've got the best quality that I've really worked my fucking ass off all throughout the past 2-3 years to perfect. So I'm in good shape for 2024. The content engine ain't stopping anytime soon. You feel 45? Dude, I got up the other day, just a few days ago. Fucking had this crazy back spasm. I took 2 steps off the bed, had a crazy back spasm, and then I just like fell to the floor. And I was like, wow, nothing will humble you like having random back pain that puts you on the floor. Nothing will humble you like that. And just be like, oh, hey, you know that mobility you thought you had? Yeah, you don't. You don't have that. Wife got me Tears of the Kingdom and a PS5. So yeah, she's the GOAT. It gets worse after 30. Really? I don't think so. I think it gets more fun. Great way to end the year. Yeah, man. It's been a blast around here. And everybody's been super nice and supportive. So I can't complain. We've garnered ourselves a really great community here. You know, we've got I still can't believe this number. I can't wrap my head around this number, but we've got 71 people in the Discord right now. And it's a pretty active Discord. Like for the longest time, I just wanted to have an active Discord so we could have conversations outside of the stream. And now that that happened, it's just weird. Like it was a very slow, it was slow progress, but you know, just the fact that we're there now is awesome.
Turning 29 is pretty cringe. Had some great food, can't complain. I apricot that Exeter. Hold on. That frame rate was me off. I like water podcast time. I like salt, pepper, paprika and beta watir.
Watir?
Beta juice. Meaning Superballs, Zaki beta juice and water treatment Street Fighter claps Mortal Kombat. And Booty water and Gordon Ramsay and Orange water.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. So 27, what's 27 plus 48? That's how many people we have in the Discord. Yeah, 75 people in the Discord. That's fucking crazy to me. So, but I can say that we have a very strong community and everybody's very nice and respectful. Now, I've had to ban a couple troublemakers out of there, but that was years ago. We don't tend to deal with that anymore, so that's great. Yeah, it's because you accidentally posted a link. That's why Nightbot sniped your message, unfortunately. Yeah, man, we're grinding it out for sure. You know, whatever happens, happens, and I'm cool with that, but we're grinding it out. My Twitch account is actually probably the oldest account here because it's existed since February of 2011. I actually created my account before Twitch even existed. It was just when Justin TV existed. Road to 500 followers. Well, we only have 15 left. You were not Exeter. You were on keyboard. You had not actually got your hitbox yet. You were just telling me about how busted keyboard was. On Chun. But yeah, I have not picked up or played a fighting game in probably like 3.5 weeks, and I don't intend to do it anytime soon. I've just had a lot of other shit going on, man. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. You know what? I want to get started here. So I can't play music during the podcast because obviously DMCA is a thing, but that's okay. Hey, what's up, Kendo? We're just getting ready to get started on episode 3. I have a really great run of topics tonight. I think I'm most excited about this run of topics than anything else. I don't think so, Exeter, because you were like a top player, and top fighting game players, it's, you know, that growth is pretty automatic because people want to come and like learn how to play the character. So, well, no, dude, you definitely were a top player for like a couple of years there. Like you were definitely in like the top echelons of the top 8s of all the online tournaments and stuff. Like you were taking games off of Pat and a lot of dudes that are like 4,500 player point plus. So yeah, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, you took games off like Luke and Brent Zeus. Yeah, man, you were a top player. So get out of here with that bullshit. Okay, sorry. All right. Well, first things first, I'm going to switch this out because this is an older mic. I have a different SM7B that I'm going to be using permanent like, but there was an issue where I attached it to an old mic arm and the piece that screws onto it got fucked up, so I had to buy a replacement piece. That's all been fixed now. So I took the other SM7B into the garage. It's been fixed. So let me switch this out. And then let me switch this out and then we're going to record. All right, we're all ready to go here. All ready to go. Stampy Ooh Woo Cast. That's not the name, dude. Put some respect on the name. God. Okay. Okay. So, no music. Gotta bust open Audacity. Let's swap over to the podcast scene. We've got our lower third. I'm gonna get the lighting down so we can actually see that logo. And we're basically ready to go here. There we go. Just wanted to make it a little bit larger so it's easier to see. And then we can make the text size tiny bit smaller. Move it over ever so slightly. Like that. I think that's perfect right there. Okay. I think even that sizing is really good. 36. It's not too large. It's perfect. Okay. All right. So let me get my topics. Oh, yeah. So we have 2 logos that are on the way from Gummy Lotion, not just one. So it's going to be based on whatever topics we're actually discussing. That's kind of going to be what dictates the logo that we're using. But one of them is going to be similar to like a Nintendo seal of approval, and the other's just the standard like certified logo. But it's going to say most scuffed instead of or something along those lines. Like we're still working on the mock-ups, so we'll see how they turn out. But it's going to be different than how it looks now. Anyways. Oh, what scene is? Okay, there we go. New emotes inbound? No, not quite yet, but I do hope to commission her in the future for some emotes. That would also be very cool. All right, let's get Audacity open here. All right. Got Audacity open. Ready to record. And then let's also get the OBS recording fired up. Oh, yeah. So there is something immediately that's kind of a follow up to what I was talking about last time, where in my Discord, I posted that somebody won over $1 billion lottery, and he took the lump sum. So he only ended up with 433.7 million after taxes. So actually taxes ended up winning more than he ended up winning. It's fucked up. But that's how it goes when you play the lottery. The house always wins, and the lottery, the IRS, and whoever gets the taxes, they're going to win, not you at the end of the day. This is the photo. Look at that. Fucking crazy, man. But that's more of what we were talking about. Yeah, it's still 400 million, but like the fact that it would have been almost 3 times that without the taxes is just unbelievable. Okay. All right, we've got our topics here. I'm ready to go. All right, 3, 2, 1. This feels like a job interview sometimes, I swear, but I'm getting more comfortable with it every time we do it. All right, everybody. Stamp of Approval episode 3, the most scuffed podcast. We finally have the proper logo sizing, so you're not having to pull out a microscope to see what the logo actually says. But for episode 3, I have a lot of pretty interesting things that I want to talk about. First and foremost, I just want to do a quick recap of the holiday. Now, my birthday is on December 25th, as most people know. So, had a great day, went and visited some family, ate some great food, exchanged gifts and everything else like that. So, it was a solid day, can't complain. And, feel very blessed to have the family that I do. So, can't complain about that whatsoever. And then as far as just the holidays, didn't get a chance to visit as many people as I wanted to, but I had a decent 4-day weekend off from work, and my God, did I catch up on sleep. I'm always way fucking behind on sleep around this time of the year, so getting caught up on that was awesome, and it always is. So, yeah. Some people have been asking about my plans for the YouTube channel because I have some edited videos that have done decently well, and a lot of people on the YouTube channel have been asking me when I'm going to upload more. The answer to that is very, very soon. I'm going to be consistently uploading at a minimum 1 video a month all throughout 2024. I wanted to say 2023. The reality hasn't hit me yet. And I know that that's a low bar to hit, 1 video a month, but I'm hoping that if I can get fast enough with Adobe Premiere, that can eventually morph into at least 2 a month. And, maybe if I get really fast and I'm super inspired on a particular month, maybe we could even do 3. But 1 video a month is my goal. I'm very close to hitting the 1,000 subscriber threshold so that I can start monetizing the YouTube channel, which not that that's even a big priority for me because I want to try to avoid doing that as long as I possibly can, at least so people aren't getting forced like mid-roll ads and all this bullshit. So what I can do to avoid that is just make sure that I'm not serving ads on the videos. And if I am serving ads on them, try to either keep the length to a minimum or make sure that there's only 1 per video. Whatever I can do to minimize that impact, because I don't want people to be watching one of my videos and then all of a sudden it just cuts to a fucking Applebee's ad or Golden Corral. I don't need any of that. Just a sec. Okay. So, with that being said, just a quick little recap. And I also, like I said, I'm going to be consistently uploading YouTube videos. Now, the thought occurred to me the other day. I was like, man, I don't know what YouTube videos I want to make though. Like, what should I focus on? But, the answer is fucking right in front of me and I wasn't paying attention to it, which is the blank community needs to stop. I already have a video called The Silent Hill Community Needs to Stop, which could easily have a part 2, maybe even a part 3 and a part 4. But there's a lot of other communities out there that people have pointed out to me, even in the original video, like, dude, you should talk about this community because they've got some crazy stuff going on. So that's definitely something I want to look into, is potentially exploring other communities, seeing if there's any crazy stuff like what happens in the Silent Hill community, seeing if there's nearly as much infighting, if there's a lot of arguments about new games the way that there is in the Silent Hill community. That's something I certainly want to explore. So we'll be looking into that very soon. And, the video that I first intend to upload will be uploaded around January 15th. So be on the lookout for that. I'm actually going to start consistently uploading YouTube videos because there's just no excuse at this point. And it's something that I've wanted to do since I originally uploaded those 2 videos in July of last year. I just need to get better at Adobe Premiere. So that's all on me. I'll get that together and we'll start getting more consistent YouTube videos out, period, end of story. Now, I wanted to start by expanding on a little bit of what we talked about last week when it comes to financial stuff. And the first thing I actually meant to talk about and wanted to talk about here was the lack of knowledge about how money and finances at large works, especially in the United States. Like, we have professional sports players, we have OnlyFans models, we have all these people who get rich quickly, or even lottery winners. You could even rope them into this conversation too. People that become rich overnight, they didn't necessarily earn their money because of, their ability to manipulate the system or their ability to find a loophole, make a wise investment. They were just kind of given their money via like a contract or just a lot of people clicking on their content and paying for it, whatever it happens to be. And ultimately, a lot of those people will go broke. And people all the time are like, no, I'm a millionaire now. I'm going to save all my money and I'm not going to spend it. Well, there was a bank just a couple of years ago. I forget the name of the bank, but the bank completely shut down and people's money disappeared into the ether. When they went to the ATM to get their money out, it was gone. And there's no obligation of the bank to reimburse you. That bank is gone. If you have your money in a bank and that bank shuts down, your money is gone forever. So putting your money in the bank is not the smartest thing you can do. There's a lot of people who don't even know that a bank can just shut down. There's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about the realities of finances. They don't know that, crypto is so volatile. They don't know that stocks are volatile. And in a sense, you could lose all your money at a moment's notice when you invest in these things. Now, obviously, things are changing because crypto is a more popular space nowadays, and a lot of YouTubers and influencers are aware of it. But there's a lot of people who go into this thinking, oh, this is just going to print money for me, and I have so much expendable income that I can just throw it into this investment and that investment, and before they know it, they've invested in so many things that they don't have the expendable income to last them 5 years. And that money, when it dries up, that's it. They don't have any more coming in because they don't have consistent passive income. Hodl, what's that? But yeah, they don't have what you should do. If you come into a decent amount of money kind of out of nowhere, you should invest in passive income, which the term that people use for it is making your money work for you. The first thing you should do is hire a tax attorney, and you should also hire a personal accountant. They're called CPAs. Hire a CPA, hire a tax attorney, and the first thing you should do is invest in something that's going to make money for you. Properties, for example. Buy a couple of units. It's a term crypto bros use. Oh, okay. I know they also overzealously use the term buy low, sell high. Because it's like you're always making money when you're buying low and selling high. It's a foolproof solution. Basically greed it and hold it as much as possible. Yeah, they call it diamond hands too if you're holding on to something really volatile. But yeah, so ultimately what's missing, I feel like in the United States, and again, we're talking about sports players, NFL players and NBA players, they go broke. They've got an agent, they've got a financial advisor, they've got all these people, and they still go broke because it's not easy to maintain wealth. Shaq or Shaquille O'Neal, he was on a podcast recently. I forget which one, but he said that when he was talking to Jerry West told him, I'm wealthy. You're rich, but I'm wealthy. And Shaq was like, what's the difference? He was like, the difference is if you stopped working today, you don't have anything else to bring your money in. Like you have to work to continue maintaining your income. I don't. I have so many investments. I have so many brand deals. I have so many things that have gone for me that if I were to stop working now and sit on my couch for the rest of my life, my kids are taken care of, my kids' kids, it's generational wealth that will continue even if I stop working. And that's the thing that a lot of people struggle with is they think just because they're safe, just as an example, just because they have these high value sports contracts now, they have these high value OnlyFans accounts, or they have these high value YouTube accounts even, or Twitch accounts now, doesn't mean that wealth is going to continue to the next generation and the next and the next, especially when you have to continue working to maintain that wealth. It's not easy to maintain it, and it's never going to be. So what's missing ultimately, especially in the US, is we need financial courses, not just in college. We need to offer these things as early as middle school. Teach 8th graders what it means. What is a credit score? What does it do? How does it impact your life? What are things you can do before you're even old enough to move out of the house? What are things you can do to get your credit score up so that when you need it, you're ready to use it? And there actually is something, which I want to get into, which there was a big YouTuber, not going to say the name because, this video is a few years old, but he was a big Call of Duty YouTuber. And his team won a tournament in 2011. And he ended up with somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000 because of the grand prize for this tournament. We have to take basic business and accountancy here in our version of high school. That's great. We need that in the States. If you're not in the US, we need that in the US because so many people are just financially illiterate. And I was too. I had to learn about this shit after I got out of high school. So it's not like it's anybody's fault per se. It's just the way that our system is. So, but anyway, the way that the story goes is he had $100,000. The first thing he wanted to buy was a new car. So he goes to a dealership and he puts down like $20,000 for a Scion TC, a 2012 Scion TC, because it was 2011, remember? And the person at the dealership was like, whoa, you have no credit. So we're going to have to hit you with like a 45% interest rate or something insanely high, like incredibly high interest rate. And he didn't even understand what a credit score was. Like, he had never been told. His dad tried to tell him, but he ignored him. He was never taught in school what a credit score is. So he's just confused. He's like, how does my credit score have any impact on my ability to buy this car? So ultimately his dad had to co-sign. And what he decided to do was, I'm going to put 10 extra thousand toward this car. And he thought that they were going to pay that many payments with that $10,000, but that's not how it works. If you pay whoever owns your auto loan $10,000, they'll just put it toward the total amount, but you're still expected to pay every single month. He didn't realize that. He thought, oh, well, I've paid $10,000, so I'm covered for however many months that is. And the story goes that he was growing on YouTube at the time, so he wasn't answering his phone. He was getting a bunch of prank calls and different things. So the only time he actually was able to find out what was going on was when they were actually about to, like, 48-hour notice that they were going to send someone to repo his car because of delinquent payments. And it ruined the first line of credit that he ever opened. For a whole 7 years, his credit was basically completely in the mud, ruined. And it was all because he didn't have a basic understanding of the way that these things work and how they impact your ability to make financial decisions, get loans, all these different things. So here he is, a very wealthy, a very rich YouTuber, and he's trying to move into these different apartments, and they're telling him, you have to pay us a whole year of rent in advance, an entire fucking year, because your credit score is so bad, we can't even trust you to make one rent payment on time. So he had to pay for thousands and tens of thousands of dollars of rent in the whole year in one shot. Now, there are some things you can do. If you know about this and you're aware and your parents have a credit card in the United States, what you can do is, as soon as you turn 16, you can go to your parents and have them add you as an authorized user of that credit card. What that's going to do, as long as your parents are paying the bill, that is, that's going to put your name on an account that's being paid off every single month, and your credit score is going to go through the fucking roof. So that by the time you actually need it, you're going to be in like the 800s, which is the top of the top, like almost perfect credit. So there are some strategies you can do before you even turn 18, before you move out of the house. So anyone that has kids, you know, if they're in their teens, make sure that when they turn 16, they get with somebody and they get on the account so that they can make sure that their credit score is going up before they need to use it. That way they don't get hit with these high interest rates. They don't have to go through all this bullshit with, you know, car dealers and trying to get a house, a mortgage, auto loan, whatever it happens to be. So, but the other crazy thing that kind of leads directly from that is there are people now who can't even afford their own house. I saw this clip from a YouTuber who used to work at Blizzard, and he was talking about how if he were to sell and then rebuy his house, he literally wouldn't even be able to live in his own house that he bought, because he was lucky enough to get in at a super low interest rate, which was available years ago. But if he were to sell and rebuy that same house, it would be, even with absolutely perfect credit, his credit is like 835, which is 15 points away from flawless, absolutely perfect, best of the best credit. The interest rate would still be too high for him to afford it. So the housing market basically has to crash. The only people that can afford houses, period, right now are big conglomerate, you know, property groups or gigantic, already rich companies that own a ton of property that are just looking to scoop more up into their pile. That's legitimately the only people who can afford to buy houses, unless you're just so absurdly wealthy that you can just put down 250 grand for a house and you don't have to worry about the loan. If you need to get a mortgage, it's virtually impossible for like the average person with any average earnings, even dual income, to make that work nowadays. So eventually the housing market in the US is going to need to crash. Because, you know, we have people that were able to afford their homes years ago, but if they were to try to buy a house now, they wouldn't be able to afford it. It's a very dire situation. And of course, we already know that rent is just continually climbing. Pretty much anywhere you live, rent just keeps going up and up and up because property taxes and other shit's going up. So we've got this inflation going on right now where all the cost of living is skyrocketing, but the only thing that isn't going up is our income and our paychecks. So that's fun. Anyways, enough about, you know, credit scores and all that. That's just something that, I was really thinking about and I wanted to bring up on the last podcast since we were already talking about finances, but I didn't end up doing it. Something I do, and that is extremely relevant to this stream and Twitch in general, is taking responsibility for your own finances. I see a lot of streamers, and I don't name names on this channel whatsoever. I'm not going to be naming anybody else's streams. But I see a lot of streams where these people claim to be very transparent. They market themselves, they build their brand on transparency, and then they guilt trip their audience because they want their audience to be responsible ultimately for their bills. Listen, if you're thinking of a person, you're probably right. I'll just say it that way. But there are streamers who, they're always going on about, oh, you guys don't have to worry about anything, and I take care of my own finances. But when the first of the month rolls around, there they are with a big tracker at the top of their stream. Emergency rent fund. Rent is due. Please help. These different things. I'm like, okay. First of all, there is a big difference. If you're a full-time streamer versus, you do streaming on the side. If you do streaming on the side and you're asking people to pay your rent, that's a big what the fuck for me. That's a gigantic question mark. Like, what are you doing? How does your day job not pay for this? Unless there's other extenuating circumstances, which I would hope you would explain. But if you're a full-time streamer and every single month you have these emergency funds and you need, I need these bills and that bill, it's like, people have got to understand it's not the audience's responsibility to make sure your bills are paid. You're in control of your own finances. You're in control of what you purchased. You're in control of what bills you're obligated to pay. No one in the audience is obligated to do shit. They will donate if they want to, but I just find this whole dynamic is really weird because it ends up being a guilt trip. If you are... It's the equivalent of putting like an ASPCA ad up, oh, if you want to help the poor dogs and you've got the sad music and stuff, if you're going to put a big tracker at the top of your stream that says emergency rent fund, that's going to drum up an emotional response in people where they're like, oh, I need to help this guy out. He's down on his luck and he needs help right now. So I can, afford to throw a few bucks his way. But like I've always said, you've got to focus. Everybody needs to focus on their own finances before a streamer. Like there are people who have legitimately gone broke because they've donated to streamers and they've donated to content creators thinking that, what they were doing was going to get them attention or that it was righteous in some way or virtuous. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but they've gone broke donating to streamers and content creators before. There's some kind of innate response when you donate to somebody and your name appears on stream and they have a big reaction to it. Everybody's like, oh my God, that's so cool. And they love that interaction that happens when you do it. And I get that, but you've got to focus on your own personal finances. Yeah. Parasocialism is a big, big problem with stream. Yeah. The dopamine hit. And it's funny because you're giving money away. The person who receives the money gets a dopamine hit. The person who gives the money away gets a dopamine hit. And like what else really occurred except for the streamer had a really wacky and crazy reaction sometimes, you know what I mean? Now, some streamers do it correctly, where if a certain goal is reached, they will either purchase something that's going to improve the quality of the stream, for example, which is good because it's mutually beneficial. The audience is contributing to something that is going to improve their viewing experience. And I feel like that's a mutually beneficial deal when you do things like that. But when it's just to cover your bills, just to keep your living space, and it's every single month that you have to keep posting these emergency funds over and over and over, it's just like, what? Something's got to give, man. It's like everybody's got their own bills to worry about. And yeah, it's lucky in a sense because I work full time and this is my side thing. If streaming was my full-time gig, I could understand a little bit where they're coming from with that, but I can't mess with that. I don't feel like that's the morally correct thing to do. Full-time content creation is a very, very risky endeavor, and you should not look into quitting your day job. I mean, the old saying, don't quit your day job exists for a reason. You should never consider quitting your day job unless this is a guaranteed fucking thing. Unless you know that you're averaging this amount of viewers, that, this is the median income that you're making and you can make things work comfortably If you are going to be on the brink of not being able to pay the most basic of bills like rent every month, you should not quit your day job, because you're not able to afford what you need to be able to afford as a full-time streamer. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying anything that's not obvious to the majority of people, but it just seems like there's this big group of people that are just rushing to quit their jobs because they want to be full-time content creators, and more power to them. I can't blame them. Of course, it's a really fun career path to pursue, but you have to make sure that things are secure before you take that dive. You can't just jump into the deep end and not be prepared for it. You can't just jump into the deep end without knowing how to swim, is what I'm trying to get at. And, while I majorly appreciate all the support that people have given me, it says right below that donations go to improving the quality of the stream. I'm transparent about where it goes, because the last thing I want or need to do is tell people, when you donate to me, it's just going to be used for whatever, and it's none of your business what it's being used for. Some streamers do that. It's like, it's only your business when I make it your business. Like, well, don't people have a right to know what they're giving you money for? I'm of the opinion that once they give it to you, no, not necessarily, but yeah. These kids really be saying they want to be a content creator when they grow up. Yeah. Not even knowing. The majority of the time, not even understanding what that means, what that entails. They just say they want to be a YouTuber, they want to be a content creator, but it's like, do you really know what that entails, or are you just saying things? For the most part, they're just saying stuff. And the other thing that I wanted to get at with guilt tripping, looking at you complete, no comment. The other thing that I wanted to get on with guilt tripping your viewers is the one-way ticket to becoming what people refer to as a lol cow. If you are someone who is going to hold rewards hostage, you're going to hold the stream hostage. You say, if you guys don't donate this amount, I'm just going to fucking shut the stream off. And you get angry and you lash out at your viewers. That's how you become a lol cow, because you're taking yourself so seriously while sitting there playing video games that no one's going to take you seriously. You become a joke by taking yourself that seriously. And demanding money from your viewers is just insanity to me. Like, you're not entitled to anyone's money, because just because you turned the stream on, just because you're sitting here playing a video game and you think that you're entertaining us, doesn't mean you're entitled to anybody's fucking money, period, end of story. And if you think you're entitled to it, well, you got another thing coming. And, if there's a slow day, for example, they're like, oh my God, you guys, what's going on? I don't know if things are broken. It's a really slow day today. I don't know what's going on. And then I also see some content creators, they keep bringing it up repeatedly. They basically hold the playthrough hostage, and they make the playthrough miserable for everybody, because all they want to do is complain about the lack of donations or this, that, or the other, until the donations start coming through. Then all of a sudden they're having a good time again. And it's not just like a miserable stream or experience to watch, Yeah, a lot of times they milk themselves. They make the situation exponentially worse than it needed to be, because they're overreacting to things. They're holding the stream hostage because not enough donations are coming in. They're talking about, oh, I shouldn't have to wonder if I'm going to make donation goals or this, that, or the other. I find it really fucking tacky and cringe when people make their own financial obligations the audience's problem. It's not. You guys are not obligated whatsoever to pay my damn rent. You guys are not obligated to pay my phone bill. You're not obligated to pay any of the bills, any of the things that I chose to buy and I am now responsible for. I'm never going to sit here and be like, oh, can't pay rent. I'm going to need you guys to step up. It's just, I feel like that's really disgusting. It almost feels like panhandling in a way. Now, of course, there are extenuating circumstances in every situation. It's not cut and dry. There's going to be some nuance. Maybe you got laid off or something, and this was a side gig, and now you do need some temporary help. I'm not saying that it's evil in all scenarios. There are some times where it's okay, it's justified. But it's just the consistency. When you see people do this consistently for years on end, and they keep demanding around the first of the month, all of a sudden it's like a financial emergency comes up and they need additional help, and they're always asking and asking and asking. And they never really give anything back. They just want to absorb and just take from all their audience, all the donations. And they don't really do a whole lot in return, except they think that the audience is just lucky because they've decided to stream on a particular day. It's very, very bizarre. I would love to explore the psychology of this and why people are the way they are. It's hard to have this conversation without bringing up examples. I know, but for the sake of the podcast, I don't want to be the type of person, but like I said, if you guys are thinking of a specific person, especially if they've ever been given the moniker or the name lolcow, you're right. I'll just say that much. If you're thinking of a specific person, you're probably correct in that assumption. I just don't want to be a podcast where I just name drop people and accuse them of this, that, or the other, because I don't want to be a part of that whole, that whole brigade of drama monger type people. Now, there have also been a lot of situations in Twitch and in content creation. I kind of want to go back a little bit to the first episode, actually, where we were talking about workplace situations that I've been in. One of the most important lessons I was ever given, I didn't even listen to when I first heard it. My dad sat me down when I was around 14 years old, and he told me, because my mom had this crazy situation with some coworkers, he told me, "Did you hear that?" He's like, "Coworkers are not your friends. They're just your coworkers." Because you might think because you go in and you see these people every day that you're friends with them, but you're really not. If the chips are down and you need to back someone up or they need to back you up, people will not do it because it could potentially put their income at risk. They won't do it. They won't back you up. They'll make you look like an idiot. And in some cases, like mine, they'll even throw you under the bus. So let me explain. At a previous job, I was working an IT help desk. And we had this situation where tickets would come in overnight through the email queue, and then we would basically take those emails and turn them into tickets. Well, we were supposed to have a specific folder with our names on it, where we would keep record of all the emails that we had processed, but we had to be given access to the folders. I was not given access to the folder. I kept asking people, to give me a folder. Well, it never got made. So I was using two of my other coworkers' folders to put my emails in, but I was marking them with my name. Like I was renaming the file and putting my name on it to say, like, I'm the one who processed this one. I'm the one who turned this into a ticket. Well, one day my boss comes in. He's like, "Real name, where are your tickets? Where are your email tickets? You're an opener. Why aren't you doing any of these?" And I'm like, "I have been doing them. I explained to you that I don't have a folder yet. And so I've been using, this girl and this guy's folder, and all of them have been renamed and they've got my name on there." And he goes, "Well, that's not allowed, so that better not be the case." And then he goes and he checks with those two coworkers. They completely deny it, even though they were fully aware that this was happening and even gave me the go ahead to do it. They fully deny it. They say they have no idea what I'm talking about. And then I get written up for it. And they didn't even show the files that had my name on it. So it's a mild example. It's not anything that serious, but ultimately what I'm just trying to get at is coworkers are not your friends. They will not back you up when the chips are down. They will not back you up if there's a serious situation where you need to be backed up. The only thing they are acquaintances and coworkers. And if you think that they're anything more than that, you're fucking delusional. Period. End of story. Unless you hang out with them outside of work on a consistent basis and you know them very personally, they're not your friends. Mods pull up the event logs, yeah. But they're just not your friends. They're not. So always leave a bullet. Yeah, always leave a metaphorical bullet in the chamber. But the term that I was always told to just keep them at arm's length. Cover your own ass. Don't think that anybody else is going to cover your ass.
Money. I really do. I need
Appreciate
that
it,
money
Mag.
to pay my bills.
Appreciate it, Mag. What's up? But yeah, don't ever assume that somebody else is going to cover your bills because they're not. Or your bills. Okay, I was listening to the notification. Don't ever assume that somebody else is going to cover your ass. You need to cover your own ass when you're in work. I did not turn notifications off, so it'll be in there. Anyways, with that being said, I also feel like it equates to Twitch because we've seen many situations where Twitch streamers, we've had many situations where Twitch streamers are like, "Oh, this person backstabbed me and this person, I thought we were going to go into this thing and we were going to be 50-50 and they ended up stealing money from me and all these different things." I would argue Twitch streamers are even less. I know people who are also Twitch streamers. And again, there's several that we could name. You guys see them in here frequently. If I were to name names, you'd know exactly who I'm talking about. I don't consider them friends in the sense that I would like confide in them about serious things, or I would expect them to cover my ass if there was a situation where maybe my account was at risk. I just consider them acquaintances. They're just people I know on Twitch. We talk occasionally. They seem to be pretty cool, but I don't know them like that. So I'm not going to make a judgment call on their character. I'm not going to converse with them like that because I don't know them like that. You know what I mean? I've also seen situations where people have let either coworkers or people who they don't even know on Twitch, they've let them borrow money and then the money gets stolen. And they're like, oh, the fucking surprised Pikachu face. This person I don't even know and has zero obligation to return the money to me just ran off with it. What did you think was going to happen? You should never, as a general rule in life, you should never, ever let anybody borrow money unless you can stand to lose it. That's just what it comes down to. Unless you can stand to lose that money and you don't have any qualms about the possibility that it could just vanish, don't let anybody borrow money. So that's some of the best advice that I've ever been given. It's been applicable in the workplace. It's been applicable in school. It's been applicable at Twitch, and it's been applicable in life in general. People that I just happen to see out in public, or I get to know them because we went to some gathering together. We went to the skate park together, and I just know them, like we exchange contact info. We just know each other through Facebook. Never expect somebody else to return money to you. Never expect anybody else to back you up in a serious situation. Never expect any of that. Cover your own ass. Trust yourself. Document things that will cover your own ass if you need that to be done. And that's just what it comes down to. You have to be your own confidant in a lot of situations. I can't hear you have the sound off, but you're doing good, bud, I'm sure. Thank you. But yes, be your own confidant in those situations. Don't ever rely on anybody else. My own brother isn't trustworthy. My own brother is a slimy fucking money stealer. He will make every excuse in the book to not pay you back on time. He'll make every excuse in the book to not pay bills on time. He'll steal rent money. Like, if you can't even trust your own brother, naturally your inclination is going to be not to trust anybody. But my situation was particularly bad because I had a brother who was just the perfect example of someone you don't want to associate with money-wise. So I was able to see it firsthand, experience it firsthand, and now I can tell everybody, for the love of God, do not fucking trust anybody else. Even if they're family, you can't trust them. Now, I realize that sounds very cynical, and in a way it is, but there's certain things you can trust other people with, and there's certain things you got to trust yourself with. Money just happens to be one you got to trust yourself with. And that's why it's so important to vet people. You have to vet people that you're actually going to let into your life to that capacity. If you have someone who you interact with every day, every single day, and actually, you know what? I can prove this because I still have some DMs. Something happened to me on stream a long time ago, and this person has completely disappeared because I guess they were embarrassed by this, but they were asking me for money. I'm going to see if I can get a screenshot and I can hide the... Okay. So I'm going to hide their username. But this was happening for a while, where someone was DMing me and asking me for money. And, you know, I hate being, quote unquote, that guy, but I had to basically tell him, no, I can't do this because I gave you money once and you didn't pay me back when you were supposed to. Now, it wasn't a large amount of money or anything, and this was just over PayPal. But this did happen. I'm going to blur out their profile picture as well because I'm not trying to put anybody's info out there. What's up, Quesadilla? I'll always trust family. When I was a raging alcoholic, homeless bum, but they kept trusting me till I hit bottom. I had faith in my failures. Well, of course, every family is going to be different. You know, not every family is going to be like mine happened to be. And my parents are very trustworthy. It just happened to be that my brother, who I was living with, you know, my first time moving out from my parents' house, was not trustworthy at all. So here is Let me go ahead and get the window capture here. All right, so here it is. So this person had asked me for $25. I sent it to them because they told me a situation where they needed it. And then they told me specifically that this was a one-time thing and that they would never ask me again. They would never ask me again. And then the very same day, they asked me again. And I was like, okay, this is a pattern that's emerging here. It doesn't matter how many times I do this, they're probably going to come back and keep asking for more. That's why you have to be so careful about who you lend money. And also, they didn't even pay me back by the time this message asking me for more money happened. So it's just, it sucks because, of course, you want to help people out. But when people keep betraying your trust and they ask you for things, they say they're not going to do things, and then they proceed to do them. Yeah, it's rough. Hey, what's up, Idol? Appreciate that. That emote. You can't say that word on Twitch, but it's okay because it's just an emote. But yeah. That's why I say it's so important. You've got to vet people. And just because you know somebody, even if, say, for example, even if you're dealing with someone who has proven themselves to be very trustworthy, you should never get comfortable spending someone else's money mentally until you physically see it in your account. There was a situation a few years back that I remember, big drama situation where a smaller YouTuber had reached out to a larger YouTuber and offered them some computers to help them with video editing. The guy didn't even want money. He was just giving the YouTuber computers, and he just wanted him to basically say that, hey, I'm sponsored by this YouTuber, just basically to get his name out there a little bit. So the large YouTuber was advertising for the smaller one while the large YouTuber was getting hardware. So it's a mutually beneficial agreement. You know, he's getting paid an exposure, so to speak, and the other guy's getting hardware. Well, what ended up happening was they agreed on a business deal through Facebook, of all places. It wasn't even like a contractual agreement of any kind. But the larger YouTuber said, I will advertise for you for 2 months, and then I'll give you $300 on the week of whatever. Well, the week shows up. The smaller YouTuber is like, hey, just making sure we're still good on this payment thing because you haven't mentioned this $300 payment in a while. And then they tried to make up every excuse in the book as to why they were not going to give them a payment. They couldn't justify it. They didn't want to continue this business arrangement anymore. They were going to send back the computers. So that's why every business agreement you do on the internet needs to be done in contract to the best of your ability. I know a lot of people have Ko-fi or Ko-fi pages, however you say it, where they'll do commissions and things. And that order is your proof that you have paid them for something that you hope they will return your investment on. My little brother showed up to jail and left me some money on my commissary account. He's never asked for it in return, but that impacted me hard enough to never return there again. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But that's the point, is like you have these arrangements that happen between people, but if they're just hashing it out on like a Facebook chat, nobody's obligated to actually stick to their end of the deal. This is just a chat. This is a Facebook chat where you guys have hashed out a business deal. What's up, Salt? And you've come to this agreement, but nobody's obligated to really stick to it. So of course the larger YouTuber just tried to flex his numbers, and he's like, oh, I have all these business deals lined up for me, and I don't need to work with you anymore, so I don't want to send you the money. This was a big drama thing for a while. I mean, people trolled the larger YouTuber about this for years. And that's the thing, is like, you can never trust. Oh, it's actually a good thing you did that, Saul, because I really need to hydrate. But you can never trust people unless there's some sort of middleman, either website or portal, that you're doing things through. Like, make sure there's always proof of an order being placed, or make sure that there's proof of a contract that's been signed by both parties. That way there is that sense of security that if something goes wrong, nobody's out, their investment, or nobody's out their hardware, their money, anything in between. By the way, when I do the audio only versions, I do edit out when I take sips and blow my nose or whatever. And again, on the smaller YouTuber's end, he made a mistake as well, because he had already like mentally spent a little bit of the money. He was like, oh, I'm going to use it to cover this bill, that bill. You just can't do that. You can't trust anybody enough to come up with money. Even if it's someone or a company that you think is going to be really trustworthy, you don't know what's going to happen at the end of the day. So until the money is sitting in your account, you should just assume that it's not there yet and it's not going to be there. By the same coin, I think everybody should naturally assume that things are not going to work out the way that they think they will. That way, if they don't, you're not as disappointed. And I know that's a very glass half empty approach to life, but like, I found that to be true. And I know this is going to sound really cliche, but Bridget can even attest to this, that the last several things that I've stressed to the fucking ceiling about, as soon as I stop stressing about them, they just work themselves out. They just work themselves out. Can't you vouch for that? Almost every single time I have something super stressful going on and I just say to you, like, I'm just not going to worry about it. By the end of the day, it works itself out somehow. It's crazy how that works. And I know it sounds cliche and it sounds like I'm trying to be one of those motivational speakers, but the less you worry about something, the faster it seems to naturally work itself out. Now, obviously, again, there's going to be extenuating circumstances. That's not going to be the case every single time. But the saying, the watch pot never boils, is something I think about. If you're like, it even goes down to something as simple as like waiting for a package. If you're waiting for the package and you keep checking the tracking every 5 minutes, it's going to feel like it takes absolutely forever. But as soon as you put down the fucking phone or the computer, the browser, and you just go do what you need to do, it'll be there before you know it. So whether it's a real, waste of time to spend so much time stressing about it, or whether or not just letting it happen is what ultimately ends up feeling like it's faster, I've noticed that the less I stress about certain things, the more they seem to work themselves out. You're always disappointed. Well, like I said, there's other circumstances, and I totally get that, but and then it gets stolen off your doorstep. No, then you make a nearly 2-hour complaint video on your stream and send it to FedEx Corporate. But I'm not saying anything about that. Anyways, let me take a sip of coffee here. But yeah, it's it's an interesting conversation for sure, but what it ultimately comes down to is you just have to vet the people that you work with. Yeah, I always drink coffee through a straw so you don't stain your teeth. Pro tip for anybody listening or watching. Drink coffee with a straw so you don't stain your teeth. I wouldn't do this with wine because it ruins like the drinking experience, but yeah, coffee for sure. So, the next thing I wanted to talk about, and this is what Doc wanted me to get into, and this is what Blockbuster John wanted me to get into, so we're going to get into it. I have some really interesting videos, which obviously if you're listening audio only, this is not going to do much for you, but I've got some really interesting videos because there is a crazy conspiracy out there that among NBA, NFL players, there are basically androids. And when I first heard that, I started fucking laughing. I was like, this is so stupid. But then I started to see these really bizarre videos. And these aren't like edited things. These are things that were actually broadcast on national TV that really make you wonder what the hell is going on there. No, I'm not kidding. So the first video I'm going to show you is of an NFL player named No Sean Moreno crying at the national anthem. So this is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen because it literally looks like he has a waterfall, like a whole ass water bottle coming from his eyes. You'll see what I mean. And I'm going to make my camera quite a bit bigger here. So check out his eyes. Have you ever seen a human being in your life cry like this? Because I certainly haven't. It legit looks like he dumped a bottle of water. This is NFL. And people in the comments are like, this reminds them of Get Out. You know, the way that people cried in that movie. Look at that. That's insanity.
Just as the anthem ended with Moreno on the Denver sideline.
Now, this is the most mild. This is just a weird video. Most likely, it seems like he either put a bunch of water under his eyelids and then opened his eyes slowly or something. But yeah, a lot of the comments are like, what the hell is going on here? That's more tears than I've been able to get out in my whole life. I've never witnessed a human being crying like that before. That is weird in general, yeah. But here's the other one. So there was a clip during the NBA Finals a few years ago between the Cavaliers. It's not somewhat edited, I promise you it's not. You can find the actual broadcast of that game. It's not edited whatsoever. So there was a clip, I believe, during the 2016 or 2017 NBA Finals between the Warriors and the Cavaliers, where Jalen Rose, who's a former NBA player, now he's an analyst, was found like completely frozen, looking like a fucking statue. I mean, just frozen in space, no facial expression, completely blank. And there's like people messing with his mic pack on it in his pocket, but it looks like they're messing with other wires. It's really weird. So here's the clip. It's literally called Jalen Rose is a Robot.
Bro, watch my nigga Jalen Rose, though. Look at my nigga Jalen Rose.
Look at this. No audio. But look at that. That looks like a wax figure. And this was the actual broadcast on TV. They cut to that for whatever reason. What the hell is that? Why does he have no facial expression whatsoever? I've seen people be focused on things before, but this is a whole nother level. He looks like a wax figure or a cardboard cutout or something. His hands aren't moving at all. Look down at his hands. Completely frozen. And yeah, they're like messing with his mic and everything. Like, what is going on there? And this isn't the only NBA related one that's happened. There's also been one where Shaq, who everybody knows Shaq, he basically froze. He basically froze while on Inside the NBA, which is their show where they analyze a lot of different things. Shaq glitching. Oh, come on. Of course, this one's going to be difficult for me to find now. Okay, so here's Shaq frozen. So Shaq is on the left here, and he looks at the screen, and just his mouth just opens, and then he just does nothing and says nothing for the next minute and a half to 2 minutes while everybody else is talking. Like, what is going on there? Everybody else is talking, and he's just staring at the camera like that. Stroke? I don't know what that is. Welcome on in, by the way. And then he just seems to snap out of it in an instant. Just seems to snap out of it. So they show this clip, like they've gone through like 3 different segments, and he's still frozen in this exact same pose, mouth wide open. Like, what the hell is going on here? They've shown clips, they've talked about things, they've analyzed, and nobody's talking about this either. And then he's all of a sudden fine, out of nowhere. And he's laughing, talking already like he already knew what they were talking about. What the hell is that? So it extends even further than just sports leagues. There's also just in general. Interesting in the background behind him only started to change when he moved. Yeah. There's all kinds of just weird behaviors in general. Now, of course, a lot of this could be attributed to drugs, but there's a lot of things that are kind of similar. Like they'll be at games and they'll just be frozen and not doing anything. Like, I forget who this is, but this was another NBA analyst show. They had Kevin Garnett and a few other people. And look, this guy has a basketball in his hand. And as they're talking, he just puts his head down right here and just freezes. He looks away, starts to lean away. Like he's completely spaced out. so weird, man. Like, what is going on? I mean, that dude is frozen and he just started to move. Like, what were you doing? That one seems like drugs, TBH. Yeah, like I said, a lot of this can probably be attributed to drugs. And here's the other major one in the NBA is Draymond Green. So they were in an interview, a post-game interview, where they were talking to Festus Ezeli and Draymond Green. And they ask him a question. And as Festus is talking, Draymond Green is laughing. And then all of a sudden he just freezes. Look at his face.
But it's been a heck of a ride, to be honest. I really can't complain. Yeah, I was kind of I was a little down. I found out I was injured and I had to have surgery again, or with another knee. But at the end of the day, I have amazing teammates. Guys like Draymond, everybody on this team, they come over there, they wrap their hands around me like, yo.
As soon as he said Draymond, he snapped out of it. That's what was weird. As soon as he said his name, he snapped out of it. Bro's breath rate increased too. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys have seen the Wendy Williams one, where Wendy Williams was on live TV, and she touches her head. It was a Halloween special. So Wendy Williams was on TV. It was a Halloween special. She was wearing a Statue of Liberty, just costume, and she just faints in the middle of the show. She just faints, and her whole team, her whole entourage came out, and they were like, oh, it was dehydration or something. Like, what? You guys tell me if this looks like dehydration, but I certainly don't think it is. Just out of nowhere, she gets this super wide-eyed look.
It's always a lot of fun. Let's get started.
Like, her voice is already shaky. Oh, you love this clip. Her voice is already shaky just talking right there. Like, what is going on here?
Costume contest. We do it every year. It's always a lot of fun. Let's get started. Our first caress.
And then she touches her head. And then falls.
That was not a stunt. I'm overheated in my costume and I did pass out. But
Overheat? What? You're in an air-conditioned... I don't know, dude. You're in an air-conditioned studio. I guarantee you've got hydration on tap. Like, people probably have glasses of water posted everywhere for you, or bottles. What's up, Gavin? If I was an NBA player and I saw rumors of me being a robot, I'd troll hard. Well, did you see the Jalen Rose? I don't know if everybody here saw the Jalen Rose one, but here it is.
Bro.
This one is the one that got me the most when I first heard about this. I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But then I saw clips like this and I'm like, what the hell is this? I mean, this dude is locked up. And they're messing with his headset wires, his mic pack and everything. He's completely frozen in every way. Not a single ounce of movement anywhere. He doesn't even look like he's breathing. Doesn't even look like he's breathing. I'm not seeing his chest move at all. Look at that. Even fast forwarded, you can tell. Or, sped up rewind. I've just never seen anything like that before. I've never seen, unless they told him to stay absolutely still or something, but even then, how are you so focused that you're not moving a single muscle? I mean, weird if there's a dude touching shit all in his face with zero eye movement or reaction from him at all. Yeah. It's seriously like they're adjusting like an action figure or something. It's so weird. So there's been other ones too. Al Roker on Good Morning America also froze. Or on the Today Show. Let me see if this is just the clip or if it's like commentary of it.
Yes, like they say.
Oh, let me move my... So watch him. He says something and then he just looks at the camera and then freezes forever. Also looks like he's not even breathing. Okay, yeah, I don't need your commentary on it, but it goes on for much longer than that. No blinking, no breathing, nothing. What the hell? There's a Cardi B one as well, where while she's being interviewed, she just starts making all these weird movements, and then like 3 people behind her turn to look really quick, and then she snaps out of it. Pretty sure it's in this one. But yeah, her eyes start rolling in the back of her head, and then like 3 people behind her turn to look at her really quick, and then she suddenly snaps out of it. But I don't know. Look, my point in all this is just to say, why does it seem to be so prevalent? Like in my life, I don't think I've ever encountered another person that behaved this way at all. I just don't understand where this like comes from. Yeah, here's the actual clip. Could only find it in a YouTube short, so. See, just freezes. And then everybody turns to look at her, and then she's fine. And then they're still like giving her side eye. Like, is she good? Is she good? Like, how did they know? Watch everybody look at her as soon as this happens. I'll try to make it a little bit bigger. Watch everybody look at her as soon as it happens. Immediately, they all glance over at the same time. They're like, what happened? And then she snaps out of it, and they all look down, but they're still kind of giving her side eye. Like, she good? She good? You guys don't think this is weird? I feel like it's so bizarre that there's so many occurrences of this. Something else that's possible, a family member of mine had what they call absent seizures, where you just freeze for a bit. Only really movement was a slight vibration in the eyes. Drugs, yeah, drugs are certainly to blame for the majority of this, I would say. But it just, amongst NBA players that are drug tested, I feel like that kind of shoots a hole in that theory a little bit. I mean, I know that there are some drugs that don't get caught by that, like mild things, but when the NBA players are frequently drug tested and they are still having it, I don't know. When it's still happening for them, I don't know. It just raises more questions. Really, it doesn't answer any, but it raises a lot of questions about what the hell's going on. Very bizarre. And, of course, if you were to go even deeper down the rabbit hole, there's things like, it's they're chipped, or athletes are chipped and they got to be so they can control what they say and do. Now, that rabbit hole I've never gone fully down, but a lot of people seem to think, that's the theory of why Wendy Williams touched her head, because there was a chip in there that she was trying to get to. I don't know. That one seems like a piece of baking soda appeared magically in their nasal cavity. Yeah. Yeah, there was also an interview with one of the Kardashians where she was on some kind of news show and she was being interviewed, and somebody comes in the room and says something like, "You are not going to answer any more questions." And then she's like, "I have to go." Like, what the hell? This one right here.
Sorry about that. So I just was wondering how everyone's doing. Hello, Courtney. Have we lost you?
All right. It looks like Courtney doesn't really want to go there with that question.
I think she's breaking me. But she could just say her sister's.
But yeah, somebody walked in and she goes, "Sorry, they just came in." And then she just stopped answering questions, completely froze. And if you enhance the audio, you can hear somebody in the background saying, "You are not going to answer any more questions," in like a weird, almost like a hypnotist type way. And then she just freezes and stops answering questions. PR guru. Yeah, that's what a lot of people think is like, because they were asking her about the whole robbery thing that Kim Kardashian made up or whatever. I don't really remember all the specifics, but they were asking her about that whole ordeal. And then somebody just rushed in and they were like, whoa, 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 don't answer any more questions about that. You know, we got to be very careful what we say about it. That's possible. Yeah. And a lot of times it was the mafia. And a lot of times, you know, Occam's razor is very important to remember in situations like this. Most of the time, and by that I just mean the simplest explanation is usually the correct one. So most of the time, it's not necessarily going to be mind control or MK Ultra or androids amongst. I'm just saying that I have never seen someone as frozen as Jalen Rose in that clip. I've never seen someone as frozen as Shaq for that length of time too. I mean, Shaq was frozen for like a full 3 minutes and then he just snaps out of it out of nowhere and he's totally fine. No problems at all. The Shaq one, yeah, the Shaq one is crazy, man. And I just don't understand why it's so prevalent in the entertainment industry and the professional sports leagues. I just don't understand why it's so prevalent in these areas. It's, you know, it almost, it brings up more questions than answers for sure. And, you know, if you were to jump through the rabbit hole, there's kind of an iceberg when it comes to conspiracies about things that are plausible and things that get into virtually insanity. But plausible is definitely MK Ultra. MK Ultra is a factually real thing that definitely existed that the CIA was doing several decades ago to learn how to program people. It's not fake. It's not manufactured. It's real, documented. It happened. So, you know, of course, just because the government tells us that they're no longer doing anything, does that mean that they're no longer doing it? Absolutely not. In fact, I would just take the government saying that they're no longer doing it as proof that they are probably continuing it just in private. Like, for example, when we were kids, I remember in like 2004 or 5, we had these Scope magazines that we used to get in school. Now, the conversation didn't start with MK Ultra. It just started with weird glitches among celebrities. Because Doc was asking me to talk about conspiracies last time around, and I thought, you know what, we'll keep it mild. But we got these Scope magazines, and in these magazines, when I was in like 5th or 6th grade, I remember reading about this sheep named Dolly that had been successfully cloned. And I thought, wow, they were able to clone a sheep. You know, where will we ever get to the point where we can clone humans? What's up, Siren Killer? And then we basically heard nothing about it whatsoever. No information about advancement of cloning technology, nothing whatsoever. So did they just shut that down? What happened? You know, I tried to look it up recently and basically it just said that the clone sheep didn't live very long, but that they're not talking about much else. And it's like, that's weird. It seems to me like we would want to know about this. So it's really weird that they just kind of, you know, closed the curtain on that and never told anybody else about the advancements in cloning technology. Oh, cooking while you listen. I appreciate that, man. It got the hush order. As far as I understand, clones usually come out kind of off. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where the issue is, because they come out as an embryo, they grow up a little bit faster or whatever it happens to be. The difference is in advancement. And yeah, but it just felt to me very weird that we never heard anything else about it. Like, and, you know, not to go totally tinfoil hat here, but we know for a fact that whatever technology is available to the public, the government is at least 5 to 10 years ahead of the game. And that's just factual based on, you know, military equipment that they're testing and all these different things. So we know for a fact that whatever is public knowledge and whatever is publicly available, the public has access to it. We can view it. We can learn about it, but the government is 5 to 10 years ahead. And so, you know, we knew about Dolly in 2005, so most likely they were already far ahead of that, or they knew about the existence of technology that was much further ahead. Did anybody ever attempt to clone a human? Has that been done? Probably, but will we ever learn about it? Probably not. Yeah, I know about the Got Milk campaign. Wasn't it that a bunch of celebrities had invested in farms in the milk industry? And something around 9/11 had caused a big shift, and not a lot of people were interested in it. So the Got Milk campaign was started because they didn't want to lose a lot of their investment. So I know that's not entirely accurate. It may not have involved 9/11, but it was something to do like that. Oh yeah, for sure. Like if we knew, like think about all the conspiracy theories over the years that have turned out to be true, like JFK, like Amelia Earhart, all these different things. If we knew everything that the government was doing, testing, working on, in, foreign affairs, whatever it would happen to be. If we knew everything, we would not be able to continue living our daily lives as they are. That's why that stuff is confidential. Yeah, like the whole NSA thing. And the NSA spying stuff happened right around the time that Microsoft released the Xbox One and the Kinect. It was the worst timing imaginable because right as there's all this conversation about, oh, why is Microsoft trying to put a really high quality camera in my house? Why are they trying to bundle it with this console? Why do they want to listen to my voice at all times? And then the NSA spying thing came out. And so they're all like, oh, Jesus. The government invested during World War II. After the war, dairy sales dropped. To prop up the industry, the government bought dairy, turned it into cheese, and stuck it in storage. That's what the government cheese is. So they started Got Milk to increase dairy sales so they could stop buying more cheese. Wow. Yeah, that's... and we certainly knew nothing about that. All we knew was like Beyonce and all these different musicians were just on the Got Milk ads with like the milk mustache or whatever. Not tinfoil at all. They have all that money and no one to answer to. True. Do I know what Operation Northwoods is? I actually don't. I actually do not know what Operation Northwoods is, but I would love to know. I'd love to learn about it. Like, I doubt it's a coincidence that I drink like a half a gallon of milk a day. Yeah. Well, there's all kinds of things like the food pyramid, for example. We were raised to believe that the food pyramid was a healthy way for us to eat and that we needed to get each of those food groups. Well, the reality is that was made by the Department of fucking Agriculture. Nobody that has any semblance of experience when it comes to health, dieting, nutrition had anything to do with the food pyramid. Absolutely none. The only thing that the food pyramid was designed to do was to get us to buy more products that the Department of Agriculture was pushing at the time, like corn. We know for a fact that corn syrup and corn sweeteners are some of the worst things we can put in our bodies. Period. End of story. It's a guaranteed absolute fact. But if you look at the food pyramid, we need grains, we need corn, we need all this stuff. Bullshit. We don't need any of this stuff. The problem is we have so much of these, oils and seed bullshit. Like sunflower seed oil is one of the worst things you can have. There's all canola oil is horrible for you. Yeah, eating mostly grain is the worst diet choice you can make. Absolutely. We're not herbivores, okay? Once you read about Northwoods, you'll really see what kind of people run the government. Well, it's also pretty crazy to think that there's a lot of bloodlines that are related in terms of presidents. Like, the Bushes go back to royalty. The Clintons go back to like mafioso, don't they? I may not know exactly what I'm talking about, so don't quote me exactly, but I do know for a fact that if you're to look up presidential bloodlines, a lot of them are a lot more closely related than you would think, and that's not a coincidence. You could also think about the fact that in 2004, George Bush and John Kerry were supposedly, at odds. They're fighting in the general election, but they both went to Skull and Bones. They were both in the same frat at Yale. They're best friends. Like, they're BFFs. They're not fucking at odds. They love each other. They're fucking best buddies. Get out of here with that bullshit. It's completely fabricated nonsense. Look it up and you'll find in 2 seconds they both went to the same fraternity at the same university, and they've been friends for years before they ran against each other. It's those damn Anglos. I'm half English, so I say this and not be racist. Basically, they planned hijacking a jet as an act of terrorism and framing Cuba so they could invade. I'm not going to get too deep into this, but look up Project for a New American Century. We're not going to detail it here, but Project for a New American Century was something that was drafted around the year 1999-2000. Just take a look at what it says, and I think you'll be really surprised. I'm going to, really quick, I'm just going to take an acetaminophen because I got a little bit of a headache, so give me just a sec. But yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Do your own research there. I think you'll be really surprised at what it says, but that's not really a topic I want to get into because then that would take us to a whole other rabbit hole. But point being, there's a lot of things that the government has done in the past that they've tried really hard to bury that if we knew about or if was, fully declassified and everybody knew about it, I think we'd be very shocked. I mean, we've done it in foreign countries more than once. And that's a given, gravity, but yes. I think that was one day where I was actually pretty surprised at virtually every single person in agreement that was nonsense. Because, inevitably when it comes to conspiracies, there's always people that just follow the status quo. Everything that the news says, they just follow it like a, lockstep with what the news puts out. They just say, yep, that's exactly what it is. And I refuse to believe anything different, this, that, or the other. Well, even with that one, it seemed like everybody was in universal agreement that, yeah, this didn't happen and that's complete utter horseshit. I know so much, but don't talk to most people about it because most of it doesn't matter to our daily lives, and I don't like ranting. Yeah, and you got to be careful too because, if you get too obsessed and you get too wrapped up in these rabbit holes, which trust me, they are rabbit holes. If you get too wrapped up in this, you can't even focus on your daily life because there's just so much that goes on. There's so much corruption, not just with the U.S. government, other governments around the world. There's so much that goes on that, if you were to fill your spare time with doing enough research, I think you would just lose all faith in humanity. I really do. So it's something that I don't recommend people go too far into, but look at kind of the surface level things that are not being reported factually, and that'll give you a good idea as to what you should and should not pay attention to. Yeah, I've seen that clip where Joe started asking him about mushrooms, and he's like, oh, this is an explosive topic. And I can't say anything else because my career is at risk over mushrooms. And from what we can tell, he's not joking. Like, what? What are you on about, dude? Why are you so freaked out about talking about damn mushrooms? I don't even know. Power games everywhere and things people have done. Yeah. Yeah, not just career. That man said his particular career. Yeah. Power games. A lot of people with similar feelings / beliefs about DMT. Yeah. Yeah, DMT is crazy because, we already have it naturally occurring in our bodies, but there's this thing that's crazy where if you get a bunch of people in a room that have all taken it, they say that as soon as they take it, they hear in their head, we're so happy you found this technology. And all of them corroborate this despite having never met each other before. It's so crazy. How does that work? You learn to accept your own frailties going down rabbit holes? Absolutely. Yeah, because I went down a pretty serious rabbit hole in 2016 or so. It was rabbit holes about sports being rigged and the currency being ready to crash any day and all these other things. And it just made me overly paranoid of life in general. Yeah, I do, I have opinions about the pharmaceutical industry and, doctors in general. It's just like, I don't have any opinions about, pandemic related stuff, so I'm not going to talk about that here. But, it just seems like there's this over reliance on prescribing medicine. Like you go for something super basic and instead of giving you a simple remedy, it's always, well, here's this pill, take this pill, take this pill. Well, then you end up like my dad, who has some issues that could probably be resolved with some like diet changes and things like that. But instead they've decided to give him a pill, which gives him horrific side effects for which he needs another pill, which will then introduce more side effects. So he needs another pill for those side effects. So, I mean, he's taking a tray full of pills in the morning. Like something is not right about this. There's no way this is right. Why should an adult person need to sit there and take a tray of all different shapes and sizes of different medicines? Like, this doesn't seem right. This can't be correct. This is not the way that humans are supposed to operate. No fucking way. Insulin and epinephrine are good examples. Give me some of them amphetamines, my bro. You mean EpiPens, epinephrine? Yeah, but it just, it's crazy because you go in, you expect to get advice about something that could be fairly basic, and the doctor wants to prescribe you a pill and you trust them because, they're a medical expert and this, that, or the other. But then, like I said, you end up like my dad. You're on 17 different fucking medications that you have to take first thing in the morning. Do you even know what's causing what anymore? For all you know, all the problems that you still have are caused by all the pills you take. If you stop taking all those pills, what would happen? Like your body is so used to having all these extra fucking things added to it that you don't even know how to function without 17 pills in the morning. That idea alone is scary to me. That cannot be right. There's just something fundamentally where people look at this and they're like, this can't be correct. Dude, capitalism fucks everyone up. Yeah, they say absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, we've got all these industries that have all this unchecked power, and the only thing they're interested in doing is increasing quarterly profits, regardless of what they have to do to get that done. And that extends to everything. It extends to Silicon Valley. It extends to every aspect of manufacturing. I'm down to eat the rich. But yeah. And there's also, by the way, speaking of manufacturing, have you guys heard of shrinkflation? Shrinkflation is this concept that not only are products more expensive, but there's less of it. And there's a lot of examples of this, like cereal has slightly less in it now, despite being more expensive. Yogurt cups have less in them, despite being more expensive. Primarily things that kids eat, like Go-Gurt, yogurt tubes or whatever, cereal. There's a lot of things. Pringles aren't as full anymore. Like just, the bullshit junk snacky foods are like that. But there's a lot of other things too, like fruit are generally smaller, but they're more expensive. So it's like, do one or the other. Charge me more for the same or give me less, but don't do both. That's fucked up that we have both going on. So they're shrinking the amount they're giving you and charging you more for it. So you're actually getting double fucked, for lack of a better word. Sorry, I know that's not very PC. That's not very technical, but it's true. Profit margins. Yeah, exactly. Have you guys also seen that the CEO of Nestle, you know how Nestle has the Pure Life water brand? The CEO of Nestle has said on record that they don't even think water is should be a guaranteed human right. They think that water is a luxury. If you became PC, I'd unfollow. No, I don't think I've ever been PC, dude. The whole time I've been streaming, I don't think I've ever been totally PC. But yeah, the CEO of Nestle, you can look up the quote. They don't believe that humans are entitled to clean water. They think that that's a luxury. And this is the same company that sells you billions and billions of dollars worth of fucking Hot Pockets, which are the most unhealthy thing that you could possibly eat. It's just salt, fat, and butter all over the tops, filled with garbage, frozen, saturated fat bullshit. You know what I mean? So this company that wants to sell you all this unhealthy food has opinions about whether or not you should be entitled to water. So it's very cute, how they have those double standards. Leave my Hot Pockets out of this. Hey, I'm not saying they're not good. I don't mind capitalism, but guys like that should be. I'll leave it at that. They manufacture the opinion. Absolutely. Yeah. And, I talked about this one time before, but it's like these pro sports players that are sponsored by McDonald's. Like, do you really think an Olympic athlete or an NBA player eats at fucking McDonald's? No. But they're shilling it and they're pushing it to you because they want you to eat it and because it's a profitable business deal for them. Dwight Howard did for a while, yeah, but he admitted that it made him feel horrible after the games. Yeah, like he adjusted his diet recently, but yeah, he did in the beginning. That one time Michael Jordan ate Mickey D's and almost had a heart attack, yeah. Like, it's not good. Nobody should be eating anything like that. The fucked up thing about McDonald's fries is they actually use pesticides on it. So McDonald's fries, they choose a specific potato because that's where you get the long strands that come out of the box and they look all nice in the picture. They look nice in the bag. They're easy to cook or whatever. Well, before those are able to actually be picked and sent, yeah, it's like golden russets or something like that. I forget exactly what type it is. But they have to use pesticides to kill everything. And when they spray that stuff, the farmers literally have to hide indoors until all the byproducts of that pesticide is gone so that they can come out and get it. That's how dangerous it is. They can't even be outside breathing that in or they would probably die. But it's a-okay for McDonald's to fry it, slice it up, and then you eat it somehow. Yeah, they like fill the food, like they inject the food with oil to make it really plump. They like spray it with mineral oil to make it look shiny for the pictures. They do all kinds of crazy stuff. Like sometimes it's not even real food. Like they'll put toothpicks through the fries to make them stand up perfectly, all kinds of crazy stuff. Like the syrup you see in IHOP commercials, it's usually motor oil. Yep, because it looks better on camera. A situation that bolsters the pharmaceutical industry. Absolutely. See, people are eating all this garbage food. They're getting all these GERD, like gastroesophageal reflux disease symptoms. They're getting all these crazy symptoms that nobody had to deal with. Even just like 30, 40 years ago, nobody had this crazy, like fucking epidemic of heartburn and indigestion and all these surgeries, like gallbladder surgeries and all this crazy shit that people need nowadays. And it's because the food is so garbage and we're all eating it. I'm guilty too. I admit it. I'm guilty. I do eat fast food sometimes, but I know I'm not delusional about it. I know that I shouldn't be doing it. I know how bad it is. I've met a lot of people that are like, well, I'm skinny, or, well, I'll run that off on the court. Not necessarily, man. Like if you continue eating this way over time, you could develop some really bad symptoms that you're not going to be a fan of. Like the convenience of it is not worth sacrificing your overall health. And I become more aware of this every year as I'm starting to push 30. I'm like, I really don't want to be eating this garbage anymore, because the last thing I want is, my metabolism to fully catch up with me and then I become morbidly obese. Like, why would I even introduce that possibility? I'm not morbidly obese, but I'm overweight right now. So the last thing I want to do is, exacerbate that or make anything worse. Like I want this to be the heaviest I ever am, and then I just improve from here. But we have to live in reality about these things. I was one of the, well, I'm skinny people, then I turned 30. Exactly, dude. Your metabolism is going to catch up with you eventually. You're not going to outrun your metabolism. It's going to catch up with you eventually. Average person has no idea how much protein they need, and their diets are chronically deficient in it. It does so much more than just build muscle. Yeah. Well, a lot of things too. Like people just think, oh, I'm drinking water. But no, the type of water you drink is massively important. Drinking alkaline water, drinking electrolyte water versus just standard drinking water out of a gallon. That's a big difference. The drinking water, you'll just piss that shit straight out in like an hour. But the alkaline water will actually go to your muscles and it'll actually help hydrate you in more ways than just going through your body and then you just piss it out. It doesn't just flush out your kidneys like drinking water does. Sugar is worse than salt in excess. Absolutely. Processed sugar is the cause of virtually every major killer in the US. Heart disease, diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, I was watching a nutrition expert the other day talk about this, and he said we need to stop calling it diabetes and just call it what it is, which is processed food disease. That's what diabetes is. You've had so much sugar and processed sugar, you've spiked your insulin so many times that your pancreas doesn't know what the fuck to do, and it can't create insulin on its own anymore because you've stimulated it so much that it's lost its ability to function. So now, whenever you eat sugary foods, you now have to manually inject the perfect amount of insulin to offset what you ate. Otherwise, you're going to have major complications in life. It's processed food disease. You've had so much processed sugar, your pancreas is shot. It literally gave up. I'm 5'9" and maxed out at 240 pounds about 2 years ago. I'm down to 180 at 34, worked my ass off in the gym. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing all throughout 2024. I'm going to be living in the gym this year. I'm going to try to lose about 40 pounds in the beginning and then try to build muscle on top of that. But yeah, it's going to be super high protein, low carb, and lots of strength training in the gym. That's all I'm going to be doing this whole year. I have a company gym. I've got no excuse to not go there. I don't enjoy eating sugar that much anymore. Like, I'll have sugar maybe twice a year. Like Thanksgiving and Christmas are probably the only 2 times I'll eat a decent amount of sugar in one sitting. But most of the time, I just feel like fucking garbage. I eat it and I feel sick. My face gets like tingly and cold. I don't know how to explain it, but sugar is not something that we need to be eating, especially not in the excess that we do. Like, if your diet is low carb, expect the workouts to be harder because you'll have less excess energy. I know. No, I totally get that. I actually intend to stay in ketosis for the majority of 2024, so I'm aware that I'll need, more electrolytes to stay caffeinated a little bit better, that type of stuff. That's how unnatural it is once I return to a baseline. Same for me. I feel like dog shit. If I eat sugar after a long time of avoiding it, it makes me feel so awful I just want to puke. And that should be our number one indicator that maybe we shouldn't be intaking as much as we do. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Ravenous Raichu. I haven't seen that name in a while. Ravenous Raichu, Jake the Dog, Lime Jim, Bad Wolf Abe, and Woodawoo 3334. Appreciate that, man. But that's the thing, we've got to be more self-aware. No, you're fine. You're fine, dude. Don't worry about it. These are recorded live, so that's part of it. I'm okay with it being in the audio. It's not a big deal. We just got to be more aware of what we're eating. I understand, like, dude, when I'm fucking sitting here and it's 2 a.m. and I'm absolutely starving, yes, I will Uber Eats some fucking Taco Bell or some McDonald's because I'm like, fuck it, I don't want to, like, go in. I don't want to dirty a bunch of dishes and cook and all these things. I'm guilty of it too. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm holier than thou and I don't eat fast food. But at least be realistic about it and understand that, like, this is probably not a good pattern of behavior and not something you should do very often. Like they say, anything in moderation is fine. But you just want to make sure that you're not crossing over moderation and making it a habit of something you do 3 to 5 times a week. Me and Bridget, at our worst, we were guilty of spending like $300 on Uber Eats a couple months. And I was just like, this has to stop, And I know people that spend even more than that. And that was everything. That was groceries, that was fast food, everything in between. Because now they have groceries on there, so you can do a grocery order a week, that type of thing. I honestly desperately need to have better eating habits, but I have like literally zero drive to do it. The second I'm presented with eating garbage, I take it. I know. Okay, reason I can do it is because I'm actually an insane person. The food industry lies to us more than most other big industries. Absolutely. The thing is, like, where they get their food from is the biggest question, because we have McDonald's fries in America, and this is just the big example because this is one everybody rants and raves about is how good their fries are. They've got tallow, which is beef fat. That's what they cook them in. And they have like 17 ingredients. You guys know how when you turn over like a box of Hot Pockets, it has the ingredients list there? Well, McDonald's actually has this on their website now. You have to kind of dig for it, but when you find it, you see that there's all kinds of weird shit in there, that there's like insect filler and fucking and it'll say things like for flavor preservation or for freshness preservation, and it's all this crazy shit. You know how in their nuggets they have things like xanthan gum and all these weird, chemicals and preservatives to keep their shape and freshness and all these other things. I wouldn't be surprised, Siren, but just take a look at the ingredients list for some of McDonald's foods and you'll see all the crazy chemicals and other bullshit they add to it, because there's no other way that they could keep up with the demand of having as many stores as they do, as many restaurants as they do. There's no way that they could keep up with the demand if they were making all fresh food. They would have to obliterate the world's fresh food supply to keep up with how many people need their fucking Big Macs and their McNuggets and their fries every single day. It's not possible, dude. Busy McDonald's, even in my hometown, which is a tiny ass town, a busy store could easily make $5,000 to $10,000 in a single day selling this bullshit. Oh, sometime in the next 50 years, we're all going to have to start eating insects. I love the mystery ingredients that are usually listed as other stuff. Inactive ingredients, right? And then the inactive ingredients list is like, oh, chemical E106 to preserve freshness, E117 for flavor, E114 for color. It's like, what am I even putting in my body, dude? I'm just eating a fucking science experiment. And my brother was a complete dumbass about this. He brought, so you guys remember when McDonald's made the big shift and they're like, oh, 100% fresh beef a few years ago. So he brings home a double quarter pounder. And he was also somebody, like you said, Snipple, who used to be very, very skinny. Well, as he was pushing 30, he started to get, stomach. He started to look a little bit chubby in the cheeks and all these different things. And so he comes home with this big ass bag of McDonald's one day and he's eating this double quarter pounder. And I was just, in the kitchen, like pouring some water. He goes, dude, McDonald's burgers are healthy now. I was like, what? And he said, yeah, they're healthy now. It's 100% fresh beef. What world? What world are you living in where just because something says 100% fresh beef, you now think that McDonald's is healthy? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? And he consistently made stupid comments like that. Whenever they announced this is unrelated, but whenever they announced the Xbox Series X and they had that little promo video talking about how much of a monster it was, he goes, bro, Microsoft just made a console more powerful than a PC could ever be. And he meant that. He was being dead serious too. As grease is literally splashing out of it. Bun, ketchup, sugar, high-fat beef cooked in oil, probably like mustard and mayo on there as well. Like the fact that he thought, like the marketing gimmicks that they think will work on the common idiot, they always work on my brother. He's like, oh, they said it's healthy. It must be healthy now. Zero guilt. That's what I'm talking about. It's okay to do it every now and then. We all indulge in fast food. We all love our fucking nachos Bel Grande. We love our chicken quesadillas from Taco Bell. We love our KFC buckets. We love all our fast food, but just anybody listening, please do yourself a favor and try to limit yourself to maybe once or twice a month. That's all. That is going to make such a big difference in your life. And especially if you're drinking sodas and shit, try to switch to carbonated water. Try to switch to La Croix. I know La Croix gets memed on because it's like the essence of a flavor. But, just try to make a couple of small adjustments to improve your diet and you'll be amazed at how fast you'll feel better. You'll have more energy. You'll be clear-headed, all these different things. But I want my girlfriend to stay thick, just saying. Hey, there are plenty of things you can do to be thick, but also be a lot healthier. That is something I did a while back. I haven't drank a soda in 6 years. The only thing I touch is very, very occasional Diet Mountain Dew. That's it. That's like my only vice in terms of soda. But even that I drink with a straw, and everything else is just water and black coffee. 95% of my life is water and black coffee. That's it. And it's so great. Because I know I'm not drinking all this sugar and acid and all this bullshit calories for no reason. Dark soda especially is another one of the worst things you can put in your body. Yeah, she's been working out. Squats. Ah, yes, the new La Croix flavor. Memories of a strawberry. Memoirs of a strawberry. Let's go. The Pamplemousse grapefruit flavor is actually pretty good of La Croix. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, if there's any main takeaway from today's episode, just please try to eliminate some of the bullshit fast food from your life. And let's come back next week and let me know if you feel any better. If you just reduce the fast food to once or twice a month, like here's the thing. I used to be intimidated by cooking even the most basic of foods. You will be amazed at how easy it is to cook chicken breasts in the oven, to cook a pound of ground beef on a pan. It's so fucking easy, dude. There's no excuse. No excuse. A large soda is like 500 to 600 calories. That's like a third of your daily intake worth of calories. And a lot of that is sugar, which is going to force your body to hold in and store fat. Yeah, ground beef, chicken, it all tastes amazing. And once you start eating these lean proteins and you get comfortable prepping them and it honestly becomes really fun to prep it. Like, yeah, you get home from a workout or whatever, you're tired, but going into the kitchen and cooking your own food and then eating it just feels so great. When you didn't just, I just worked out and then I just ruined the whole workout by getting bullshit fast food on the way home. You know what I mean? Panini presses are goated. Yeah, it's cheaper. It's easier. It's fun. Like once you get into the habit of cooking, it becomes really fun. I like to cook, for a while when I was doing keto, I cooked like keto tacos for Bridget and it was really fun. there's a lot of value in making your own food, and it can be extremely enjoyable. You just have to allow yourself a little bit of that, just take a little bit of a break from the indulgence and just give a little bit more effort in the kitchen, and you'll feel so much better. Everything about your life. You want to do keto, but you don't know how. Basically, just eliminate all carbs. No breads, no pastas. You need to be eating 95% of your diet needs to be meat and cheese. Lean meat and low-fat cheese. Eat nothing but red meat for a week. I've done it. That's carnivore. Dude, carnivore is beef, salt, and water. That's that whole diet. You can eat fatty beef. You have to eat fatty beef, otherwise your body won't have any energy. But fatty beef, salt, and water. And I felt the most clear-headed, and I felt so fucking amazing. It's just a really tough diet to stick to because it's so restrictive, and you get keto flu really bad. But yeah, I promise you, you will feel so amazing on that diet. Unbelievably great. So, side note, when we were in high school, I was dating a certain emo chick who was vegetarian, so I ate a vegetarian diet a lot of the time, only to find out she was sneaking Big Macs behind my back. Still mad about that one. Yeah. If you also hit the gym hard, eating a lot of red meat, you'll blow up. Dude, this is the other thing that I know a lot of people struggle with, and I want to try to dissuade people from feeling this way. And this happens a lot in the skating community too. A lot of people are so nervous to go to the gym because they think someone's going to judge them if they're overweight. They don't necessarily know what they're doing. And I learned that it's not like that at all. If you go into the gym and you don't know what you're doing and there's some guy there who's just jacked as fuck or has obviously spent way more time than you, if you ask them, dude, their face lights up and they're ecstatic to show you, oh yeah, bro, I got you. Like, let me show you what you need to do. Yeah, this is what you're going to want to focus on. If you want to hit chest, do this. If you want to do legs, do this. If you want to do shoulders, delts, whatever. Like, they get so ecstatic because they know a ton about it and they want to share that with you. So we got to stop, with all this anxiety about going to the gym. I know it's a little bit anxiety inducing if you have social anxiety or whatever it happens to be. But if you just go there and strike up a conversation, you'll be amazed at what people actually want to show you. Exactly. People are always excited to share their passion. And in skating community too, everybody's like, oh, I want to go to the skate park, but I don't know how to skate. They're going to make fun of me. No, they won't. They'll be ecstatic to show you how to ollie, to show you how to ride, what stance you should be riding in. They love to do that stuff. Everybody is ecstatic to share their passions with you. Nice guy. Yeah. Yeah. What Tusk said. Exactly. The guys at the skate park are always the most helpful people ever. Just like if you go to the gym and you see someone who's obviously more experienced, just try to strike up a conversation and ask them, hey, I'm here for the first time. What do you think I should do if I'm trying to do this? These are my goals. I'm telling you, their face will light up and they will be ecstatic to share what they know with you. Unless you just run into an asshole, which they do exist. But a lot of times, if someone's passionate about something and they're really into a hobby, just like I am with audio, you can't even bring up a regular conversation without them trying to tell you about it, which is a good thing if you need help. Like Tusk, he was in the Air Force. He worked out a lot. He knows way more about working out and working out specific muscle groups than I do. So he was a great resource when I was trying to go. Obviously, I didn't keep it up, but I still remember what I learned from him about what I should be doing for specific, groups and strength training and different things. If anyone judges you for trying to improve, they're an asshole whose opinion doesn't matter. Exactly. Oh, and not only that, that's what I believe body positivity is. I saw this video of this overweight guy, and his friends basically took him to the gym and they coached him for a solid 6-7 months. And now he's in incredible shape. And I'm like, dude, that's what I believe body positivity is. His friends were like, fuck the people that are trying to judge you. And ultimately, it comes down to the same thing. Just don't let anybody judge you because of how you look. But, to have a group of friends that support you and get you in shape and make sure that you lose all that excess weight and they get you on the right track with dieting and exercise, that's got to be the greatest feeling to have a friend group like that. But inadvertently, if you start going to the gym and you meet people, you talk to people you've never met before, but you can strike up that conversation, you become friends with them. You'll have that before you realize it. And the amount of knowledge that someone can give you just in one conversation is actually crazy. You've got to, if you listen to someone who knows what they're talking about and is not just spewing bro science at you, it's going to be extremely helpful. Like, you're never going to forget the first thing they tell you. You're never going to forget the information they shared with you, and you're going to remember it when, even if they're not there, you're going to remember generally what you need to do. So there's a lot of anxiety about going to the gym. I'm guilty of it too, but you just got to go. YouTube has a ton of bad advice. And the worst thing about YouTube is everybody wants to get you into their program, right? Everybody's like, oh, you can look like me, and they're super fit and everything. You can look like me if you pay me $100 and you get into my 15-step program. Bullshit. YouTube is an amazing resource if you vet the people you watch, if you make sure that who you're watching is not just a scam artist and they're giving you solid advice. But the best strategy for YouTube is to compare a lot of, fitness YouTubers, compare and contrast a lot of the information that they give, and generally the information that overlaps that they give is what you can consider viable information. And I don't even want to look like most of those guys. Well, a lot of them are on testosterone replacement therapy or steroids, which we know to be true. Like Liver King, he lied about being natural for years, and it turned out that he wasn't. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got tabbed browsers. Open another tab while you're watching a video, do the proper research, and learn. Anytime you're learning about your body, anytime you're learning, it's also a great idea to just go get a physical. Go get a physical, bounce a couple questions off your doctor. Most jobs will cover a physical per year for totally free or like a very low cost. I can go get a physical for like $20 once a year. So it's not like it's tough to do it. As long as you've got a job with the most basic of health insurance coverage, you can go get a physical once a year. People go overboard with the amount of info they think is necessary at a certain point to start and listen to your body. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, your body will tell you if something's not working out. Like if you're eating a certain food and your stomach just feels horrible all the time, probably stop eating it. I mean, it's not difficult to try things, see how your body reacts, and then make judgment calls based on how your body reacts. Best shape I was ever in was when I was bouldering. Need to start that back up again. Kids kind of put the halt on that. Yeah. I'm not looking to blow up. I just want strength, not necessarily bulk. Yeah, I just want to be lean, but in shape. I don't want to be fucking ripped. I don't want to be so jacked that I can't scratch my own back. You know what I mean? Like completely ripped, Mr. Olympia type shit. I just want to be lean and have good musculature. That's it. Because I want to get my mobility back so I can get out and start skating seriously again. Because I really miss it, and it's a very liberating sport. But that's the thing. And having a friend who's willing to do it with you is so great. It's so just validating to have at least one friend who says, you know what, I'm going to do that diet with you. Or you know what, I'm going to go to the gym the same days you go, and we're going to make this work together. It's so helpful to have that. Just one person, that's all it takes. Not going to lie, it's about aesthetics. Hey, there's no problem with that at all, man. If it's about aesthetics and that's what motivates you, let that be your motivator. Whatever motivates you to get in and out of the gym as frequently as you can is great. And I'm not the person who came up with this quote, but it's absolutely true. The person who goes to the gym every day, even if they don't feel like it, is always going to beat the person who only goes when they feel like going. If the person's like, fuck, I need to go to the gym, but I don't feel like going today, they only go a couple times a week, or maybe less than that. Maybe they skip weeks here and there. But the other dude is going 3 times a week, even if he feels like dog shit, and getting those bad workouts in. Dude, at the end of a 6-month time period, the dude that goes 3 times a week is going to be so much further ahead. Like the progress is going to be so phenomenally higher than the person who only goes when they feel like it. I don't want to live to 100, but with my luck, oh no. I drive around with a crash pad, climbing shoes, chalk, and a broom with a rock brush taped to the end in the trunk of my car at all times. Guys, remember when the pandemic first happened and everybody was like buying up all the at-home weight sets off of Amazon, and the prices were like insane? If you wanted to get like a 20-pound set of weights, you had to pay a couple $100s for it. That was a pretty crazy time when all the Planet Fitnesses and stuff were closed. But like I said, I have no excuse. I have a company gym that is available to me like 18 hours a day. It's only closed from like 11 p.m. to 4 or 5 in the morning, and it reopens at 6 in the morning. So I have no excuse to not be going there virtually every day. I just don't do it because I'm like, oh, you know, people are going to judge me because I don't really know what I'm doing. I just got to fucking get over that. And I need to lead by example, because if I'm going to say it and I don't do it, that just makes me look like an idiot. So that's my motivation to get in the gym, is to not practice or to not preach something without practicing it. And there's a psychological principle that says if you practice something 18 minutes a day for a year, you'll be better than 95% of people at that discipline. Absolutely. And I 100% agree with that. So yeah, to sum things up, that's pretty much, you know, what I wanted to get at in this episode. You know, financial advice is sorely lacking, especially when it comes to public schooling systems. We definitely need more of that. We need more information about credit scores. We need more information about all kinds of investment opportunities and the way that money works, the way that debt works, and just to educate the youth about money before they're out into the world and they need to know these principles and understand them. It's extremely important that we start to integrate those, especially here in the States. I know you guys said that, you know, you're in other countries and they already have it. We need it in the States. But yeah, if there's any message you take away from this episode, that thing that's in the back of your head that you've been wanting to do, but you keep coming up with all these reasons as to why you don't want to do it, just fucking do it. You know, just fucking do it. The next opportunity you get, just go do it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm off work tomorrow and I'm going to go into the gym tomorrow. I actually am, because I'm tired of just sitting around and not doing anything. And if the gym is closed for whatever reason, I'm just going to get out and walk like 5-6 miles. I'm going to get started tomorrow. I'm just tired of wasting time. A stretch first? Oh, trust me, I know, dude. I'm 29 now, so I had this fucking crazy back spasm the other day, so if I don't stretch, I'll probably end up on the ground. So call 911, but not for me. Just listen to metal at the gym. It'll make you care a lot less. We need a purge. Oh, no. Anyways, with that being said, that concludes episode 3. Like I said, just a little bit of motivational talk toward the end. If you guys, if you're thinking about doing something, just fucking do it. If you need advice or you want to ask someone who's at the gym, or you just want to ask someone at the skate park, whatever it happens to be, wherever it applies to your life, just ask them, because they're going to be ecstatic to share that information with you. And just be more willing to strike up those conversations in public. It's almost always going to be a net positive. If you meet an asshole, cool, you vetted an asshole and you're not going to talk to them anymore. But if you meet somebody that's genuinely helpful and nice, you're going to be thankful that you took the plunge and you did it. So, with that being said, we will be back next Wednesday for episode 4. I can't believe we've already recorded 3 of these. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys next time on the Stamp of Approval podcast, and I hope everybody has a great night. We'll see you in the next one. Wow, that was a long one. I need some fucking water. Big time. Holy shit. So give me just a sec. I'm going to grab some more water, put a little bit more coffee, and then we'll fire up the PS2 and play some Silent Hill 4. If you guys have any feedback for me on that one, just let me know. And yeah, we're going to be playing Silent Hill 4 here in a sec, but let me go piss first because I'm about to explode. And thank you, Snipple. I appreciate that, man. And also appreciate the 5 gifted subs. Stoned, I appreciate the 10 gifted subs. Thank you guys a lot. You guys have been super supportive these last few weeks, and I appreciate that a lot. So, oh yeah, let's get some music going. Now I can relax and take my hair down. Yeah, my 2 inches of hair, dude. My 2 inches of hair got to be let down. It's getting wild out here. Oh yeah, let me save this Audacity file first. All right, just a sec. All right, got the PS2 powered up, and I'm just filling up my coffee, and let's get to the game. I'm ecstatic to finish this game. We made it halfway through last time, so there's not a ton left. Just got to go through the worlds a second time, and then see one of the goofiest cutscenes of all time. All right, guys, we are back. Again, I just want to thank everybody for their support of the show so far. You never know what's going to be fun to do and what's going to be, when you make content, you never know what people are going to enjoy or give you good feedback on, but everybody has been just super nice and really supportive of the podcast so far. So I just wanted to say I appreciated that. And some of the conversations we've had during these episodes have just been extremely therapeutic and really fun for me. So I hope you guys feel the same, and we're going to keep that momentum going. It's not going to stop anytime soon. I will. Okay. So let's see here. All right, cool. Now I'm going to leave my camera a little bit larger tonight than it was last stream because it was a little bit too small last stream. Yeah, if everybody doesn't mind to like the podcast uploads on YouTube, I would appreciate it. But yeah, since we're playing a 4x3 game, we can have the camera be a little bit larger. It's okay. Without covering too much of the UI and stuff. Let's let this intro play. Fucking love this game, man. Always have, always will. Satin Silver Boy again tonight. Let's go. Room of Angel is the track here. Although I think everybody knows that already. Yeah, so this is a Japanese copy on a Japanese PS2 because it's the only version of this game that's still affordable. Yeah, because he only likes sharded memories. True. Factual statements only in the chat. Factual statements only in the chat room. And I appreciate that. I'm making this a stream transition, by the way, this loading screen. I'm going to record this and make it a stream transition. Oh, wow. We had a lot of supplies. Holy shit, I forgot. Everything I say is true. Any facts. Okay, factual again. He only speaks facts. Look at all this ammo we have in here. It should be like 70. Yeah, 70 pistol bullets. Okay, so we didn't even exit the hospital yet. And I don't have any healing in here yet, so we'll have to start collecting some. Alright, cool. We're using, and since we're on a Japanese copy, we're using circle to confirm like God intended. Like the Japanese people who designed this console intended. Oh, it's the dryer. It's the washroom now. This one's sealed. The utility closet. Yeah, so only 19. The 20th hand is not here because Eileen survived. Man, I don't know if I just have a ton of energy tonight or what, but like this is the most, this is like the most fun I've had streaming ever. These past few streams. I don't know what it is. It's like we're just building energy levels out of nowhere, dude. I could actually stand to move this over slightly.
Have you been here the whole time?
We passed the vibe check. Hell yeah, Zoomers on parade.
Either. You just disappeared all of a sudden. I can't stay here by myself. I'll be cursed. I know it. What am I gonna do?
I might know a way to save you. Do you know about someone named Joseph?
Battle Drums is the song here.
Yeah, he was doing an investigation about a religious cult and a man named Walter Sullivan. I got this letter from him. He told me to go down into the deepest part of him, and to look for the ultimate truth. Let's do that. There must be something down there.
Okay. I'll do it. You're the only chance I've got. I'll stick with you.
All right, so a couple factors here. I don't remember what my health was at. Oh, okay. It's actually fine. But the apartment doesn't heal you like it did in the first half of the game, so that makes things significantly harder. So we will need to keep healing items on us at all times. But now that we have this key, we can actually get through the elevator. Oh, what the fuck was that? We're just gonna run, because I don't want to bother fighting these. Alright. Well, we are gonna have to fight these on this staircase. Yeah, we did stoned. It was a great episode. That was easily my favorite episode we've recorded so far, and every week it just continues to get better, so I'm really happy about that. Now listen to this nonsense. Oh, we got a double swing. Does this actually hit them? It does. No double swing. Fuck. This is a bad setup.
Don't go too far ahead.
Okay, that is not ideal. I actually might die here. Okay. Should be able to get a... No. Oh, we did get a double. We got really lucky with that one. I'm gonna die. Oh my god, that was so stupid. Okay. Holy shit. Ever downward. Yeah, so Eileen can't die, but she can get more possessed. And the more possessed she is, the harder the final boss gets. This is one of the only areas in the game that actually is super reminiscent of the other Silent Hills, where you have all the fog and everything else. And it's super, super thick when you're at the top of this spiral staircase here. Yeah, so you gotta wait for her to get close enough at least. But yeah, you were here for the majority of it, Stone. What'd you think of it this time around? I'm very ecstatic just as far as where it's going and how each episode has felt better than the last. I think that's great. Although I am kind of biased. Teehee. Fuck it. We'll let the camera overlap with the game just a little bit. That's okay. It's not in the way of anything. Yeah, man, it was super fun. There should be a candle here. So the candles have dual purpose. They can exorcise the ghosts from your apartment, but they can also heal Eileen. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, and it's getting more and more comfortable every week as well, because a lot of the topics we ended up talking about toward the end weren't even on my show notes. I just ended up saying them, and we had a good time with it, so that's cool. Bitch. Lasagna. Oh, God. Dodged. I'm gonna go for it again. Motherfucker. Oh, the episodes are actually all on YouTube, so if you want to do that, you can check them out there. How is he not dead? Yeah, there's only 2 episodes on there so far. Dude, this guy is a tank. Oh, he's still not. Okay. That's dead. Fucking stupid. Yeah, there's only 2 episodes so far. We just recorded number 3. Why do they have bee stingers? Good question. Yeah, the enemy design in this game is definitely unique, shall we say. They made a lot of interesting decisions with it. We'll say that much. Well, because these fucking leeches.
Still alive.
Oh, wait, was it the 4th episode? No, I think it was only the 3rd. Yeah, it was only the 3rd. Either drugs or psychological trauma. Yeah, something fucked up was involved here in these monster designs. Here, let me put my camera here. I feel like that's kind of perfect for this game. As long as it's out of the way of the text, it's okay. Yeah, I just don't want it to be in the way of the text, mainly. We'll find out here. Oh, does he not? He doesn't even comment on the photos anymore. Yeah, there's no way it'll be in the way of it, so. Yeah, he doesn't have anything to say about him anymore. Okay, so we have our first haunting going on here. The windows. So we're going to put this at the windows and it'll fix it. Getting a very bad feeling all over. Alright, so as we back away from the windows, you'll see that candle will exercise that. There we go. So now it doesn't bother us anymore. There are a few others that happen, but you have to get at least 80% of them to get the best ending possible. So we'll try for it, but it may not be easy. It's a filthy envelope. There's a letter and a toy key inside. Mommy, I'll give you this, so please wake up soon. It's inside my toy train. Toy key, a key-shaped plastic kid's toy. I found 2 mysterious and powerful artifacts that seem to be very effective for evading the ghost victims, the Holy Candle and the Saint Medallion. Not only are they effective against the ghost victims of the other world, they also seem to prevent them from invading my room. Just light the candle near where they're coming in and its holy power is activated. The Saint Medallion seems to repel unholy energy when it's worn or equipped. I'm starting to gain some hope. Okay. So the toy key we need to get a little bit further, but I am going to go ahead and save because we might as well. Since we're on real hardware, there's a possibility of crashing. Black candles are still better, just saying. Oh, for that use, you mean? I wouldn't know. I would not know. I actually could slide the game over even a little bit more than it is. I don't know why I'm so paranoid about leaving space on the right side. Like, it might as well go all the way to the edge, like that. Oh, for inviting them in. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, dude. All right, so we actually... Oh, wow. I didn't realize you could actually flip that over. So we actually need something here first, which is Cynthia's commuter ticket. So we're going to grab that first. Oh, actually, we need the coins, not the commuter ticket. We get the commuter ticket here in a second, but we don't have it yet. And I'm keeping the pistol. I'm also going to grab 1 set of ammo because we're going to need to shoot those dudes that come out of the walls. So I'm going to grab 1 box. The thing that's annoying about this game is that ammo has to be stored box by box, and you have to get health items bottle by bottle and stuff like that. So everything you grab takes up an individual slot across the bottom and never stacks, which is kind of annoying. Even though it stacks in the item box, like it doesn't even make sense. But you know what? This is what they chose to do. This was their decision in designing this game. And while I'm going to continue bitching and moaning about it, they made that call. Yeah, it puts the pressure on you more to not waste anything, for sure. Okay. Wait, did she not come out here? What? How'd she get stuck in the bathroom? Come on now. No, you can already tell something is not right here. Yeah, it sounds like somebody dropping like a dowel rod on the floor. I have no idea why it happens or why it plays. Yeah, Richard is number 1. She's number 2, I would say. But I love her design. Love that sound too. Very Grudge-esque. She's serving. Me back, cool nuggets. Welcome back, Kendo. What do you mean she's serving? I'm not up on this terminology. But yeah, we have this so she won't get too close, but it will break. The 30-inch wig. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, so we got to use this coin. Hopefully Eileen came with us. Okay, she did. Cool. Because if you don't, if you leave Eileen up there, she'll get her absolute ass beat. And you will be in very rough shape for the final boss. Straight as a string even. True. Got a couple of dogs. Unfortunately, we can't give Eileen any commands or anything. She just does what she's going to do. Dodged. Bitch! Literally. Female dog. Okay, I hear one of them. Okay. Whoa, what are you doing, bucko? Motherfucker. One more stomp for the road. Yeah. Wonkiest attack, yeah. Yeah, so here's a weapon for Eileen, but you actually don't want to give her this, because if you give it to her, she's just going to try to fight every end. What the fuck is going on over there? Glitchy as hell. Nutrition drink, and there's a candle on the other side. Yeah, the combat in this game is very controversial. A lot of people think that it like ruins the whole game. I don't think it's quite that bad. I think people do over-exaggerate a bit, but it's not the best. I will say that. That's for sure. It's not the best. All right, so we have this toy key, which we're going to need to use inside the train. But actually, first thing we want to do is if we come over to this side, there's actually a health kit. I believe we can go up the stair. No? Yeah, so she doesn't follow the rules of basically anything. So what we can do here, I believe we can store Eileen. Hey, welcome back, Dr. Red. Awesome episode. Hey, thanks, man. You guys have been super supportive of the podcast so far, and I really appreciate that. Every episode has been like vastly more enjoyable to record, and that's awesome. Okay, so I think we can actually get her stuck in this room, which is considered a safe room. So I don't know. This may not be enough space. I think no matter where we are in this room, she'll be able to follow us. But yeah, if we basically push her back into this corner and then we do this and leave, we might be able to get out of here with... No. Yeah, we can't... Yeah, storing her as in, like, she can't follow us because we need to leave her in a safe room because it's actually worse to have her with us because she can take damage, but it's okay. It's okay. We just got to wait for her now. In Henry's inventory? I wish, dude. It'd be nice if we could so she wouldn't take so much fucking damage. But we have this key that we need to use right here, actually. There's a filthy coin inside the box. So we're going to take this filthy coin. We're going to go to the other side. Cynthia's probably going to show up here, and that's fine. But we're going to take this filthy coin. We're going to run to the other side. And we're going to store Eileen in a room where she can't leave. And you'll see what I mean. Yeah, so here comes Cynthia doing what she do. We're just going to slowly, casually walk out of here. Because our Saint Medallion's in good shape anyway, so... Oh yeah, this way. And then down. Over, down again. One more, and then we'll be out on the other side. There we go. So now we're out on this side, and there's going to be a couple of dogs. The first thing we actually need to do is go up the stairs on this side. There's going to be some health and more ammo, I believe. But there's 2 dogs down here. So just wait for her to touch the end of the stairs, and then you can go. Otherwise, she'll get stuck. Oh, she got stuck anyway. Cool. That's not enough time for her to really take any damage, though, because she was still on the steps. All right, cool. So now we're going to hope that we get good luck with these dogs. What I like to do is just kind of run between. Well, I do like to grab this ammo, and I'm probably going to take damage for it. Yeah. That's okay. We'll use that, and then I just like to run in between these. And then once she gets close enough... Perfect. That actually was pretty clean. Now, she's going to remain stuck in here because obviously she can't come back through the hole with us. But I think we...
Looks like South Ashfield Station.
But I think we actually have everything we need. The most important thing is this right here is dirty, so we need to go clean it. It's caked with dirt and grime. I bet I could clean it in the kitchen sink in my room. So that's exactly what we're going to go do. Let's go clean it. Love this game, man. I also love that I'm off on these random Thursdays all throughout December. That's been so enjoyable. To just be able to stream on a rando Wednesday night and have a good ass time. It's awesome. Especially because I was already going to record the episode tonight anyways. Serpentine. Leon says hide. Alright. So we might have another haunting to deal with here. Dude, fridge leftover foods after Thanksgiving are fucking S tier. 100%. Okay, so we have another haunting to deal with. It's the clock. So we're going to put this candle here. There we go. That'll take care of the clock. See? So that gets the clock taken care of. And then we have another red paper here, but let's clean the coin first. This is a very satisfying sound. One something written on it. Maybe someone meant to write $1. A few days after Walter killed himself in his cell, several residents witnessed a long-haired man with a coat here. Through his window, Richard Braintree in 207 saw the man moving something heavy and doing something in room 302. Even Sunderland, the superintendent, saw the man with the coat hanging around room 302 and confirmed there were signs of someone having been in there. July 17th. Alright, let's save, and then we'll head back, and we can pretty much finish all the subway now. We just have to do a little bit of movement as Henry, and then we'll have to get Eileen back to the main area. So we will have to go through the trains one more time, but that's okay. That is expected. And I need some damn water. It's fucking hot as shit in here. All right. So Eileen can't climb. Well, she'll tell us that.
I can't use a ladder with my arm like this.
So she's safe in this room for right now. So we're just going to take this opportunity to do everything we need to do. This is why we unlocked the door way earlier. Now, I know this happened the other night, so probably nobody saw it, but we went through and we unlocked this door the first time we were in the subway world, specifically because this already gets us on the side with the vending machine and we don't have to do anything else. Can I read this? Oh. All right, murder scene key. Now, we're going to go straight back in here. I hate this wall square tiles. Yeah. Linoleum or whatever it's called. I don't know. That's the ghost portal sound. Okay, so now that we're down here, we have the murder scene key. We can go this way. Yeah, it's like the bathroom wall in the first Saw movie. Great movie, by the way. One of the best. You see the ghost just clustered down there? Alright, so we have to survive these dipshits one more time. What the fuck? Oh my god, I got fucking absolutely duped. Oh, I waited way too long, dude. That was the backswing. Okay. That's actually pretty good, but I really wish I didn't take that last hit. Because now I have to use this. Whatever. We kind of need the inventory space, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but kind of annoying. I'm just going to go ahead and pre-charge this. What the fuck is going on here? Hey, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know what the hell that was. Alright, so murder scene key. This is going to get us into the room where Cynthia was, but most importantly, we get her commuter ticket, so we can actually get through both lines, and we don't have to just use the Lynch Street line like her coins. Now we can go through both. So in here, where her body was, is now the train handle. Alright, so just to avoid having to go back down there again, we're going to immediately use the commuter ticket right here. Just put it in that little slot. And then go straight across here and use it again. Now we have to grab Eileen and just get her to the right area, and then we're good to go. So we're just going to head back this way to that door we unlocked earlier, grab her, leave, and just head toward the exit, and we're finished with Subway. So the development of this game was pretty rushed. The second half of the game was not originally intended to just be revisiting the same worlds second time, but they got put on a serious time constraint, and that ended up being the second half, regardless of what they wanted it to be. So it's kind of unfortunate, but... My wife made some chicken noodle soup. We froze the leftovers. I swear it gets better with each day. Dude, some food is genuinely better as a leftover. I'm telling you it is. It's just a fact. Okay, I am going to... Oh, the double. That was sick. Dude, that was insane, actually. That double was insane. Alright. Now we just have to get through here one more time, and we're good to go.
Henry, you're going too fast.
Proceeds to speed up. Okay. Alright, Cynthia's probably going to pop up, but our medallion is still in good shape, so it's going to carry us kind of hard here. But it's easy, if you're rounding a bunch of corners, it's actually easier to just walk, otherwise she's just going to get stuck on a bunch of shit. So like once you start to pass through the different train sections, you just want to walk. Yeah, this part is pretty tense, because you never know when Cynthia's going to show up. As long as you have a Saint medallion, you're definitely covered a lot better, but you never know. Alright, cool. And then we just here, out, through, and we're done. Cool. Now we just basically got to walk out. That's all we got to do. Just walk toward the exit and we're finished here. I hate how she slows down. She always gets stuck at the top of stairs like that too. Okay, cool. She made it. All right, so we're going to do the same thing we just did with her commuter ticket. We're going to open this side, go through the other side. And then we're good. So the reason why I brought the ammo... Oh, other one? Yeah, the reason why I brought the ammo is because it's going to be really hard to keep Eileen from taking a bunch of damage here unless I have it. And we need enough ammo to deal with these fucking guys that are coming out of the wall, so... Just a couple of gunshots will incapacitate them enough that they can't actually swing on her anymore. And you'll see right here the reason why I brought it. So wait for her and we're good to go. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, 2 gunshots is enough, and they'll fall down just enough for us to walk past. I keep getting my controls fucked up because I'm used to the US layout. Oh, please. That shot. Okay, now she's going to take damage. Bitch. This is... This is a disaster. Don't walk backwards, Henry. Stop trying to be a swaggy guy like that. What a moron. This is all his fault. I'm taking 0 responsibility. No! Okay. Aim at the right person, you... Okay, that worked. That actually worked. Not too bad. Yeah, it was cheating. Fucking bullshit piece of fuck game. Alright, now we just walk right the fuck out. I thought I saw something in the distance I could pick up. Maybe I was just seeing things. Okay, I think I was just seeing that light on the floor. Whatever. Whatever, whatever. Let's just leave. Yeah, so Cynthia just portaled. That's the sound of her portaling. So she's probably... Yeah, she's in here. See, the medallion makes that move really slow that she tries to do. So we're just going to run straight to the end, use the train handle, and try to leave before Eileen gets up here. Fuck, I didn't have it. Car moved about 1 car length. Now, if you get the fuck out of my way, we can just run through here and mash on it. I actually need this. So you just mash on this until she gets close enough, and there we go. Subway World 2 is finished. Come on, Eileen. The classic. Now, we are going to start getting chased by Walter. So we have to be careful here. Especially once we get into the prison world. He'll be all over the place, but in Forest World he is as well. Forest World is one of the easiest ones because kind of similar to the strategy we've used so far. We're going to keep Eileen in a safe room and just do everything we need to do on our own. So Forest World is awesome in that way. And the most important thing about Forest World is that there is a silver bullet that we need because the silver bullets are going to down the ghosts in one shot. Also, let me fix something while I'm here. I just wanted to adjust the angle of this a little bit because it wasn't centered. All right, perfect.
What is this place? Wait.
You good? Is she good? Yeah, so remember Joseph said to go down to the deepest part of him? That's kind of what we're doing right now. We're just climbing this spiral staircase and it will lead us to all the worlds we've already been through. You see that coming down in the elevator? Alright, so now we're in Forest World 2. And I will show you. First thing, we need to grab this torch. But then after that, we're going to go back to the apartment and make a ton of space. Game, you good? Okay. Holy flame, it's a torch. Equipable item. The tip can be lit on fire to light up dark areas. Soak the torch in oil to make it last even longer. Soak the tip in oil. I wonder if that's an actual mechanic or if they're just saying that. Because I'm like 100% sure you can't do that. Oh yeah, we can actually do this. So we can get our first part. There's going to be some parts that we need for a doll that we're going to put back together in the middle of this map. So we're going to start by lighting it here and then getting in. Yeah, so there's Walter. He's going to chase us now. And he has a pistol and a couple other weapons. He's a fucking cheater is what he is. Oh god, okay, I thought she got stuck in there with him. That was going to be bad. Alright, so here's the doll's head. I like to grab this on the way, and then hopefully he doesn't try any bullshit. What is that? That's a health drink. I'm actually going to grab that. Oh, you piece of shit. Oh, he is popping off shots, dude. This would be a horrible place to leave her, so we need to make sure she's close enough. Alright. Now, as soon as we can get her into the orphanage, we're just going to make sure she stays here for the whole time. Perfect. There's a note on the ground. Something's here, but nothing's here. I feel something from the well. Something's missing. Lots of screaming. It has begun, Jasper. That's the guy that was on fire earlier, by the way. So he said something came from the well and that it's happening. Oh yeah, let me just... What the fuck? I wanted to make that slot, and then we'll make a second slot here. Because I need this candle for the apartment. Alright, now that we have this, we're going to head back to the apartment. Make a ton of space in the inventory so we can get the rest of these doll parts. And that's really all that Forest World 2 comes down to. You're just collecting these doll parts and filling out this thing, and then it'll open up an entrance to go lower. Ye old holy candle, yeah. I don't know how quick the hauntings progress when you're in Forest World, but I know that any of the prior worlds, it doesn't take too long. So, always good to have a candle every time you come back to the apartment. All right, nothing in here yet. Oh, the shoes. Yeah, the shoes moved. Maybe I've been holding something that somehow weakened this. Yeah, so the shoes moved, so we need to put it here. And that should replace the shoes. We'll see. I hope, otherwise I just wasted one. I think I wasted one. Fuck, dude. I should have put it in here. I wasted one. Whatever. It happens. My theory is that Walter never died in the prison. Whoa, that was weird. It may have been someone else who committed suicide. Either that or the person the police arrested was not the real Walter Sullivan. I'm in no position to investigate what really happened at the prison, but in any case, Walter didn't die at the prison. The man with the coat that showed up here was the real Walter. 7 years ago, he did something in that apartment. I'm certain there's a link between that and the bizarre things that have been happening here. Just a little more and I'll have all this whole thing figured out. I may even find that the real Walter is somewhere nearby. Damn it, man. Well, I don't need it in the kitchen anyway, but that's annoying. There's one of my favorite hauntings in the game is when somebody's decapitated head falls outside the window. That's my favorite one. It's very rare, though, to see it. It doesn't happen very often. Let's see if we have space for one more. All right, cool. I have another medallion in here, so let's put this up. All right. Just for Forest World, we won't need anything else. I actually have another candle in here to use on these fucking shoes, though. All right. So that will fix that. I kind of fucked up using it here, but that's okay. That should put them back nearby the door. And there they are. Magic. Who would have thunk that if you do it correctly, it'll work? Who would have thunk? Yeah, kind of like I said last time, I really enjoy playing this on real hardware. There's something very authentic about it that you just don't get when you play the PC version. Like, the load times and everything are nice, but, you know, it's better to play it on real console for sure. Okay, so we made a bunch of space, and we also have this. So the important thing here is we actually want Eileen to get stuck. And so how we're going to do that is we're going to get her over to this side, shove her, and then run past her. So that's going to create enough space that if we go through here, she will not follow us, which is good. Yeah, I'm cool with that type of stuff. Like, as long as you're actually playing the game on the hardware that it was designed for, that's fine. Like, it doesn't have to be totally original stuff. Like, the original stuff is not going to last forever, and that's where the problem comes in a lot of times. Like, these disk drives aren't going to last forever, but, you know, I know there's a way that you can run the games off of a hard drive that's connected, and that's cool. You know, you're still using the hardware to process the game, you're just not using it to load the game. Which is fine. Here's Jasper, which I think it would be really cool if you could hit Jasper with the torch and light it, but unfortunately you cannot. Even though he's on fire since he burned to death. Would have been a really cool Easter egg if you could hit him with the torch and it would light it on fire. Unfortunately, you cannot. Oh yeah, I think there's another Saint medallion. You can see it very slightly on the floor. Yeah, right here. On the ground. So we've got a couple of medallions to carry us through this part. Alright, so we got to go all the way to the top here. And I see another health drink, I think. Yeah. Okay. I'll just go ahead and use that to get me closer to full. And we're going to go all the way to the top here to get our second one. And then there's a third one that's on the way back. So we'll be mostly done once we do all this. But you'll see that's pretty much going to be the strategy for the rest of the game. Leave Eileen in a safe area while we do everything we need to do, and only grab her and bring her with us again once we're done doing that stuff. It's unfortunate that they designed the game this way, but that's really your only option for this type of stuff. There's another candle and another health drink, so I'm going to grab both of these. The other thing we need to make sure to grab is a silver bullet, which is coming up here soon. I'm going to hang on to this for a sec, and we're going to light the torch here. Wait, is there even a torch? Okay, there's not a torch here. I think it's in one of the last couple rooms. Maybe in here. Yeah, areas, not rooms, but yeah. Man, what is the camera reset button? I need to know. Like, I'm trying to reset it, but it's not working. Weird thing about this game is that there's not really a lot of ambient music whenever you run into enemies. Like, a lot of the other Silent Hill games, you get this crazy music depending on what enemies you run into, and I think that's part of what makes this one awkward. Like, they're just making their weird little sounds, but they're not fucking doing anything. Like, there's no music playing, nothing. They're just running around making fucking weird sounds, and that's like all they do. So bizarre. Like, even this would be a little bit more than what most areas have. Alright, so this... Wait, is there not another well here? I don't think so. No, it's one more down. And Jasper is over here as well. Fuck right off, Jasper. I remember asking you... Well, he just teleported, okay. I get that he's a ghost, but damn. They didn't even play the sound or anything, he just appeared here. one more well down this way. Yep, this one. So we have the right and the left arm. Now we just need the right and the left leg. We already put the head in. And then the silver bullet is over this way, but we need to make sure we trap her again. Oh, I should have enough space here. Mash, mash, mash. All right, cool. Hopefully she did not follow us. Nope. All right, cool. That's another health drink, which I will take. So the silver bullet is tough to see on PC, but even harder to see on PS2 because the ground textures are very, very blurry in certain areas, and this is definitely one of them. Here's Walter again with a chainsaw and a pistol this time. But the silver bullet is right here. Oh, it's actually not as tough to see as I thought, but you need this because this will shoot a ghost and it'll down them immediately, and then we'll need to stick them with a sword. So we'll need to do that in the prison world, and if you don't have the silver bullet, you have to use like 60 bullets to knock them down. It's really fucking annoying. He is, you know, if he wasn't a serial killer, he seems pretty cool, but unfortunately, it's the life the man's chose. Although nowadays, that's a negative. Although, yeah, I was going to say nowadays there's this weird, like, obsession with romanticizing serial killers. Like the whole Jeffrey Dahmer thing, and everybody, all the girls on TikTok are talking about how hot he is. Like, come the fuck on now. Or Ted Bundy. It's like, you realize that's how Ted Bundy got people in the first place. Yeah, we need a Netflix documentary starring Evan Peters about Walter Sullivan. And then Konami can cease and desist me once I go to put it into production. Okay, so here, oh, sorry about that. Here, upcoming is a really important cutscene because we get to see Child Walter again. No, we talk about Bundy. No one thinks Dahmer was hot. Oh, I didn't realize you were speaking for that community. Fuck you. Fuck, I should have put the, let me put the doll leg in first. That'll give me the slot that I need. Well, I guess they were probably talking about Evan Peters as Jeffrey Dahmer, most likely. But what's up, Mac? That would be my guess. I actually should just head back to the apartment, to be honest with you. I will do that. Because I'm going to need a little bit more space for all the stuff that we're about to run into. And we need to get our stockpile together. You're not. I'll believe it when I see it. Did you actually get a chance to listen to the episode, Mag, or did you just have it muted the whole time? Because either one is totally fair. Unpaid shill here. If you like true crime type stuff, the wife and I have been listening to the Cult Leader podcast, and it's actually really entertaining. Yeah, there's a lot of really great ones about true crime. A lot of really, really great ones. All right, let's see what other... Okay, the TV now. So let's get the TV fixed. That should get it. Cool. We're actually on our way to a really good ending here. But yeah, as long as we keep getting rid of these spirits in the apartment, we're on our way to the best ending. Okay. So let's make space. That's the main thing we need to do. We just need the pistol for the silver bullet here in a little bit, but for right now, that's okay. That's fine. Yeah, because we're basically full health anyway, so I don't need to retread old ground there. A lot of health drinks in Forest World second time, so you got to make sure to stock up. Ugh. Yeah, I'll be uploading. Oh, actually, I don't know if I can upload the episode right after I get off stream. I think I have to wait 24 hours. Isn't that Twitch's policy, or did they do away with that? Because from what I remembered, the whole affiliate / partner thing was that you had to wait 24 hours after it was live on Twitch to upload it elsewhere. So maybe I'll have to wait until this time tomorrow night, but I am not sure, to be honest with you. It really was Gravity. It's like, I mean, the fact that you can grab a PS2 and still have so much variety and just have a blast with it even now just speaks volumes about how unique and interesting it was. Oh, I was wondering, like, why is she here? Alright, so let's get her stuck again. Let me find out what the camera reset button is, by the way. Is it select? Is there not a camera reset button like there is on PC? I don't guess there is one. Well, anyways, let's shove her. And then let's make some space here. Driver, yeah. A game by Reflections. I remember that. Driver was so cool. But shortly after Driver, I got into GTA 3, and I put all racing games to the side because they didn't let you get out and like carjack people. I was so disappointed by that fact. I couldn't go back to other games after getting used to GTA 3. Okay, another health drink, and we need the Pickaxe of Despair right here. This is going to be super helpful. Every time I look at it, it creeps me out more. This is going to be super, super useful for the final boss. Oh, dude, it's so good. Head Radio. Feels Like I Just Can't Take No More. She's on Fire. So many great songs in that game. Then the Classical Station as well. Oh, not yet. A lot of people roast this kid for his acting, but I think he did okay. I mean, he did better than like the 40-year-old women that tried to act like young kids in the HD collection.
That's what everybody calls me, but I don't really have a name.
At least he's actually a child.
Well, what about a mom or dad?
Yeah, but I never met him.
This is the ambient stem of Nightmarish Waltz, the song.
Right after I was born. But soon I'll get to see my mom.
Do you know where she is now?
I love this fog here.
Of course. Right where I was born. Lots of people tried to stop me. But it's fine now. It says in the scriptures that I'll be with her. I gotta hurry. Mom's waiting.
Yeah, I don't understand. Well, they did it because they were well-known anime actors. And they just didn't care. They're like, oh, you can do a kid impression, right? And they're just like, yep, pay me money. They're like, okay, cool. It's some kind of suspicious looking medallion. The crested medallion. Medallion with a disturbing emblem carved into it. It's about 10 inches in diameter. And here's a med kit. And then we just have one last doll part, so we have just enough space for it. Light the Torch, Soil Work, great song. Give me a sign that I knew just what I'm thinking. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so one last doll part and then we're done with Forest World. As you can see, the strategy of leaving Eileen in safe places is very, very helpful. Alright, there we go. And let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, he tried it though. I respect the effort. He tried it. And we don't need the torch anymore after this, so I'll get rid of it. You know, I would love to make a video about the HD collection, but the reality is that that horse has been beaten so much that it's like 3 times over dead. The time to make a video about that was 2011. Like, that time has long since passed. There's a book here. It looks like some kind of Bible. The Descent of the Holy Mother, the 21 Sacraments. The first sign, and God said, at the time of fullness, cleanse the world with my rage. Gather forth the white oil, the black cup, and the blood of the 10 sinners. Prepare for the ritual of the Holy Assumption. The second sign, and God said, offer the blood of the 10 sinners and the white oil. Be then released from the bonds of the flesh and gain the power of heaven. From the darkness and void bring forth gloom, and gird thyself with despair for the giver of wisdom. The third sign, and God said, return to the source through sin's temptation. Under the watchful eye of the demon, wander alone in the formless chaos. Only then will the 4 atonements be in alignment. The last sign, and God said, separate from the flesh too, she who is the mother reborn, and he who is the receiver of wisdom. If this be done by the mystery of the 21 sacraments, the mother shall be reborn, and the nation of sin shall be redeemed. So that's our cue that what they're tricking Walter into doing,
Silent Hill Woods?
or what they've been tricking Walter into doing ever since he was very young, was actually another way to resurrect the demon. And it was not a way to resurrect his mom. That's just how they were tricking him and manipulating him to do it. So, yeah. The cult is not morally just, and that's upsetting. Who would have thought? That's upsetting. Okay. I thought they were good people. I guess you can't find good help these days. Yeah, so you can tell we're getting really low now. So there's just water prison, building, and apartment, and then we're finished with the game. So we're getting pretty close to the bottom now. Only my cult is just. Yeah, every other cult out there that claims to be just, only mine is. So get the fuck out of here with that. Give me just a sec. Well, I gotta make sure I'm not gonna take damage because there is a haunting that happens in the bedroom, but we'll find out here, and then just gotta pee really quick. Okay, well, it's a good thing I waited because we do have one in here and I don't have a candle for it. So I'm just going to leave this paused for a second. And yeah, let me just a sec very quickly. I'll be right back. Okay, no, I'm not old man pubing, by the way. I was literally just turning the cold air on and getting a couple things. So we're good. This is nonsense. Don't frame me for these actions. What the hell are those sounds, dude? I didn't ask for this. All right, so let's go ahead and collect our silver bullet because we're going to need it. All right, cool. So this is pretty much the setup that we're going to need. I am going to need this as well. And we have a decent little stockpile, so I'll go ahead and grab one more out, and we're ready for the water prison. I'll show you guys a super secret strategy to get Eileen stuck. Super secret strat to get her stuck so that we don't have to deal with her bullshit and she doesn't limit us. And you'll see exactly what I mean by that. Very important of a strategy. She seems a little bit hurt, but nothing that's going to make the last area as hard. Look at this. I genuinely don't think that there's a cam reset button on the PS2 version, which sucks. Because I know PC has one, but whatever. Yeah, I'm surprised. But PC, you just hit tab and it resets the camera for you. Maybe that was just a porting thing. Maybe they added it just for the PC version because they knew the camera was kind of wonky in it. I don't know. You can get through the game just fine without it. Didn't know what the fuck she was up to. Alright, so this motherfucker's right here. So we're going to let him chase us a little bit. And then we're going to get to the other side. Alright. Where the fuck even is Eileen? Holy shit. This dude went ham. He just shot me like 3 times. Alright. So this, honestly, you just hold forward on the stick. Just hold forward. Oh, I can barely even see. There's so much fog here. But yeah, you just hold forward until you get to the very bottom. She might take a little bit of damage, but that's fine. Just keep going. There's no better option than to just keep running. This reminds me of like Ico or Eco, however you say it. All this fog and outdoor areas. Oh, I can see him walking around up there. Okay, dude. Okay, she's still pretty close. That's not bad. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to get her stuck inside this kind of central room at the bottom. And we're going to use the same strategy we've been using, which is to shove her, run away as quick as we can, and then go through the door. Damn, that dodge was nuts. Nope. You piece of shit. Dude, she took way too much damage right there. Okay. So this is the room that we're going to get her stuck in. That actually works out perfect.
It's so damp and gross here.
All right. So about right here. And then we're just going to go. Got it. First try. Let's go. So you shove her, run away, and then she's in a safe room. She can't take damage in there. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. You're going to be here for a bit, Eileen. Nope. Fuck you. So we have to get back up to the 3rd floor. Go through here. We need to drop down through the same bloody bed setup that we had last time. So 1. Bless you. 2. 3. Nice try, bitch. 4. So let's drop down. And once we get to the bottom, we'll find something interesting where Andrew was. Andrew DeSalvo. How's work been going for me? It's been going pretty good. This week's been a little bit weird because my boss isn't in, but I've just been focusing on other projects. Like I'm training some people right now and some other stuff. All right, so here's the room where Andrew DeSalvo was. And we have this shirt. It's a shirt with something written in it on it in wax. Prisoner shirt. Something is written on it in wax. Maybe if you soak it in some kind of colored liquid. So the colored liquid they're talking about is actually the bathtub. Or just the tub in the apartment. So let's head that way. Let's get to the nearest hoe that we can leave out of. Whoa. That is a foul word, dude. That is nasty, dude. You can't just like say it, dude. But true. Where's the lie? Where is the lie? You piece of shit. Okay. Back to the APT. We will have the opportunity to heal her a little bit more, which you also need the candles for. Oh, that's so dark. What the fuck? We'll have the opportunity to heal her a little bit more, but not until we get to Building World. So I'm just going to have to run away from this part before I take damage. And then we're going to soak this. You can see white letters rising to the top. My room is on the 2nd floor and I had to drink something with black things in it. I hid the sword with the triangle handle under my bed. That guy, the fat one, took the basement key. Next time I'll stick this triangle sword into that pig and take the key. Okay, so now that we have this, Andrew is actually going to spawn in. His ghost is going to spawn in. And now that we have everything we need, we've got the silver bullet, we've got the sword, we have everything that we need to take him out when that does happen. Because he does have the key that we need to get out of here. I'm going to summarize everything that I've learned about Walter Sullivan so far. He was born right here in room 302, South Ashfield Heights. His parents abandoned him soon afterwards and disappeared somewhere, leaving the baby alone. He was discovered and sent to St. Jerome's Hospital. He was adopted by Wish House, an orphanage in the forest near Silent Hill that's run by the secret Silent Hill religious cult. When he was 6 years old, someone from the cult showed him where he was born. Since then, he started to believe that room 302 itself, in other words, this room, was his mother. Every week, he traveled from the orphanage to South Ashfield Heights, a pretty long trip for a kid his age. Sometimes he took the subway and sometimes the bus. I'm tired. My headache is already killing me. I'll write more tomorrow. What is this chat room, dude? Yeah, we also have one there that I can't do anything about, but I can put this on. I love the sounds in this game too. The sounds are so great. Very unique as well. Put these revolver bullets up. All right, cool. All right, so now that we did that with the white letters, he's going to spawn in as soon as we go through this door. But we can basically just walk out and leave. Yeah, you can hear him saying, "Offer the blood of the 10 sinners." Basically the same thing we just read in that cult Bible. He's just reciting it. So we've already made a little bit of space for her, but whenever he shows up here. Okay, so here he is. We're going to load the silver bullet. We're going to take our shot here. Now he's down, and we're going to stick him. Boom. And then we can grab the key. Water prison generator room key. If you don't have that silver bullet, you have to shoot him like 70 times. I'm not even making that up. You need about 70 bullets to down him, but the silver bullet does it in one. That's why it's so crucial. So he's out of the picture. He's done. And let's get down here. I knew she was going to take that hit if I didn't do it. All right, cool. So we are now done with the water prison. There is one last kind of obstacle here, though. Because once we go through this room, there's going to be a row of like 7 enemies. Or actually a lot. There's actually like 20 or 25 of them in here. So we just have to manipulate them in a way that she can run past them and we can get past them as well. You'll see what I mean once we go through here. All right, so this is the room we need. Let's wait for her for a second. Okay. So once we get past this, you'll see. All right. So we got all these fucking guys. So basically what you want to do is go until you hit about right here. And then just go left. And this will kite all of them to go to the left. And sometimes if you get really lucky, she can run straight through them. And then you just mash on the door until she gets close enough. But it sounds like she's taking damage, so this didn't go very well. Okay. Actually, not horrible. Not horrible. That's okay. That can be way worse. That can actually get you killed if you're not careful. Could have been much worse. We'll take it. Now look how dark it's getting because we're actually getting close to the bottom. Man, I really need some more fucking candles, but we're about to find some in Building World soon. Dude, I can already hear those fucking sounds coming from the wall. Gotta fucking run out of the bedroom as soon as we spawn in. It's fucked up. Yeah, and this room's even hazier now. Oh, yeah, this is one. It's the peephole. You can see, it's bloody. Yeah. This is one of the coolest ones. But I don't have anything for it, so unfortunately, can't do anything about it. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for me for tonight, but let's find somebody to raid. Got a few things I need to do, but man, tonight was a fucking awesome stream, and we'll finish the game on Friday. It'll be the first order of business is to finish this game. Let's see. Enigma's live, but I've been raiding him a ton recently, so I don't want to blow him up. Oh, Kendo's live. Yeah, go show Kendo some love, you guys. But with that being said, I am going to get some rest, get some food, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Appreciate that again, you guys. And seriously, appreciate all the support. You guys have been absolutely insane here lately, and just good vibes all around. So go hang out with Kendo. He's playing some separate ways, and I will talk to you guys later. Oh yeah, if anybody wants to join the Discord, if you're not in there yet, because I forget to keep saying this, there's the link to it. It's very funny. It says P. And then here's the link to the YouTube channels, the personal channels where I put up the podcast, and the stream channels where I put up all the VODs. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.